Oh, boys. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been far too long. This is the worst part of the entire hockey season is the freaking off season and how long and excruciating it is. But we've finally survived it. And boys and girls and family members and ladies and gentlemen, I don't even know what I'm saying, but we are finally back and hockey is back. Welcome one and all to the live watch along of the Chicago Blackhawks prospects versus the St. Louis Blues prospects. I'm your host, the Ringside General, and say goodbye to the loneliness of the off season because it's been almost 3 months since our last live stream. And I mean, I've been angsty. I've been itching at the bit to get back to live streaming and to be able to interact with all of you. Shut up, Alex. You've been waiting for way too long. You have to listen to my yapping now. It's part of the deal. But I've been wanting to get back to streaming for so long. You know, I wanted to live stream last week with the Bears debut, but nothing feels like hockey. And I'm so thrilled that we finally get back to viewing hockey together and analyzing it as a group. But before we go into all of that, let's go through some bookkeeping. Because boys, for those of you who have not noticed, the gaming channel is finally underway. I can pull it up for you guys right now. youtube.com/@ringsidegamer. All right. This is a community for only the most elite members of the group. All right. This is not for people who want the analytical side of hockey. This is a super casual community for people who want some unhinged humor and some very casual gaming. You could see that the first episode is already up for our NHL 26 Be a Pro series. And I'm not gonna lie, if you don't like this type of content, I don't recommend you subscribe. This is not a channel that I'm trying to grow at all costs. I'm not pretending like everybody watching this live stream is even gonna enjoy it. But if you want this type of content and you can't get enough of this type of content, then by all means, go ahead and subscribe. We have more content coming up. We're gonna be continuing the NHL 26 Be a Pro series. We also have Civilization 7 coming up. So if you're interested, be sure to go ahead and subscribe. You ain't hosting shit. Good to see Alex is back and kicking. I mean, it's been a while since you showed up to one of these live streams. I mean, I said I haven't live streamed in like 3 months. I haven't seen you in like 5 months, so I wonder why you've been slacking, but that's besides the point. So go ahead and subscribe to the Ringside Gamer if you enjoy gaming content. If not, we're at 750 subscribers on the main channel. We're on the road to 1,000. I know it's ambitious, but we're hoping to get there. And when we do, there's a big giveaway and a lot of gifts and a lot of fedoras that are going to be given away. So be sure to subscribe to the main channel. We're going to keep continuing the content on that channel. The Ringside General is always going to be the main channel. The Ringside Gamer is the secondary channel. So just be assured that we're going to be continuing the content on the main channel and continuing to grow this community. Now, with that being said, let's get into hockey because we had some breaking news recently. Spencer Knight, goaltender, acquisition from the Florida Panthers in the Seth Jones trade has been extended to 4 years and $5.83 million AAV. There's been a lot of opinions, and let me just go through my opinions really quick. I want to just remind all of you angsty Blackhawks fans that only a few short months ago, we were deep in debate. Was Adam Gajan the future in net or Drew Commesso the future in net? And I also want to point out that the Drew Commesso that we saw before the Spencer Knight trade was not even close to as good as the Drew Commesso we saw to end the season. That was the ultimate aspiration for Blackhawks fans. Looking forward to seeing how Adam Gajan competes with Drew Commesso in net. So I don't think we're in a position of luxury to be hyper-analyzing the Spencer Knight deal, being like, oh, but it's a short-term deal. Oh, but the money is kind of guaranteeing a starting spot. Oh, but he has a 15-team no-trade clause in his third season. Yeah, look where we were, and look how far we've come. Let me remind you that in Spencer Knight's Blackhawks debut, he made 41 saves and only allowed 1 goal for a .976 save percentage. In that game, he also had 3.14 goals saved above expected. In his first 2 games with the Blackhawks, he went 2-0 on the Blackhawks on a horrible team with a .951 save percentage, and he saved 77 out of the 81 shots that he faced. And keep in mind, he was playing behind the Blackhawks defense, a defense that's basically like a coffee filter. This is not a defense that's known for being sturdy, for preventing chances. He was getting grade A chances upon grade A chances in those first 2 games against 2 very good teams, against the Los Angeles Kings and the Utah Mammoth, the Utah Hockey Club back then. And he stood on his head in both games. So yes, he did have some inconsistencies, not only last season, but throughout his career. And he finished last season off with a save percentage below 900. And that's where the benefit of that shorter term deal comes in, because both the player and the team are going to benefit from this. If he proves that he can find the form that he had in his first couple of games with more consistency, the Hawks will just re-sign him. The Blackhawks are not in position where they're penny pinching. This is not a team that's up against the cap where every last $500,000 of AAV matters like it's the end of the world. The Blackhawks are a team that's reaching the end of their rebuild. And the money of the future is going to be allotted to players like Spencer Knight. Nobody else is going to be getting this type of money. So if he proves he's a guy, he will get a pay raise and nobody will be complaining about it. And if he continues to have those same inconsistencies that seem to have plagued him throughout his career, especially in Florida, then guess what? A 3-year deal is the perfect amount of term. Because by the time the end of that 3-year deal comes along, Drew Commesso will be chomping at the bit to get some of that 1A, 1B ice time with the Blackhawks. This is a win-win situation, and if you hear people say otherwise, some people just love to complain, man. I'm not going to point fingers at anybody, but not every deal has to be hyper-analyzed. This is just a slam dunk pick. If you can have Spencer Knight for 3 more seasons at below $6 million with the cap increasing as a nice little bridge deal to help improve his worth as an NHL goaltender without the pressure of being in a contract year always chomping at him, why would you not do that? Check X notifications. All right, you want me to put everyone else on blast? Let's check it. This guy's absolutely insane. This guy's absolutely insane. I've never seen a bigger yapper in chat, by the way. I love you, Alex. Don't worry about it. So now that we covered the Spencer Knight, where is this? Something's happening. All right. Let's move on. All right, now that we've covered the Spencer Knight extension, let's move on to the actual prospect showcase that we have on our hands. It's set to start in around 20 minutes, so that leaves us just enough time to cover both the Blackhawks and talk about the Blues a little bit, because the St. Louis Blues are going to be icing 5 former first-round picks. This is about as good as the St. Louis Blues prospect pool has looked in my lifetime. This has always been a team that's been trying to compete, but because of some intelligent coaching, even though the Blues are a playoff contending team, they still have some very interesting talent in their prospect pool, including, and I hate to spoil this, Justin Carboneau, who is one of my favorite players from last year's draft. But let's start by talking about the Blackhawks. This is going to be an identity type of game for the Blackhawks, because the Blackhawks are absolutely chock full of tough guys to play against. The reason I'm showing this clip is because AJ Spellici took a skate to his face, and you can see him kind of getting up slowly. It ended up not being a big deal. He didn't even need any stitches. He just got his face glued up. But take a look at this. As he's in pain, Aiden Thompson comes and yaps at him, and he gets a punch to the back of his head. And this is exactly the identity that the Blackhawks want in their bottom 6. This is no longer a fun team to play against. This is no longer a mandem group and a friendship group, the power of friendship. No, these are guys who compete at 100% shift in and shift out. And we'll talk through the actual roster that's going to be playing in this prospect pool, in this prospect showcase game. But this is all over this roster. Not just AJ Spellici, not just Thompson, but also Parker Holmes, who ended up being a 4th-round pick despite only having 1 point in 21 OHL games. On paper, this is not a guy who should be anywhere near the top 4 rounds. But the Blackhawks were really focused on being harder to play against in the bottom 6. which was definitely the thinking behind a pick like that. And sure, they have guys like Nathan Bain, a more skilled player. And yes, the first line in this game is going to be a pure skill line. If we can actually go over there, this has been the lineup throughout rookie camp. You have Merrick Van Acker, first round pick, Oliver Moore, first round pick, Nick Lardis, 70 goal scorer in the OHL. This is a pure skill line. Lardis, the goal scorer, Van Acker, the two-way player with a lot of skill and a lot of talent, and Oliver Moore, the speedster who can kind of facilitate everything else while also playing a two-way role. This is not going to be a grindy line. This is not going to be a line that thrives in the corners and backchecks behind the blue line or anything crazy like that. This is the line that's going to be creating a lot of the offense. And just because that line has offense doesn't mean the rest of the line doesn't have talent. Because Jack Pridham was one of the biggest surprises of last season for me personally, because he went up from the BCHL in West Kelowna over to the OHL in Kitchener, and he lit things up. And it's kind of crazy to me because the BCHL is definitely a lower level of competition. And he put up 10 points in 12 games played last year when he was playing the BCHL. But when he went up to the OHL, suddenly that production astronomically increased. 54 points in 48 games with the Kitchener Rangers, and he's going to be playing there again next season before moving on to Boston University. This is a guy whose development has taken just a huge astronomical increase. An exponential increase, and we look forward to seeing how that can continue to develop. He's going to be playing alongside Ryan Green and Aiden Thompson. Aiden Thompson, a big X factor for me. I know he's a little bit older than other prospects. He's been in the NCAA for all 4 years, and he's a little bit ahead of the curve when it comes to physical and prospect development. But this is a guy, every time he hits the ice, especially in the AHL last season, he's been one of the most noticeable guys. I expect him to be in the AHL again, and I'm really looking forward to see the way he develops over the next couple of seasons. What's up, boys? The Hockey Sun is back. Chicago 606. You don't know what anybody else saw. It's a team sport. If anyone hits my teammate, I'm hitting. All right, well... Why are we, all right, sorry, I haven't been, it's my fault. I haven't been keeping up with the chat, boys. Alex says, don't injure my GOAT, AJ Spellacy. Look at Artie so bad. No, okay, we're not doing that. Why are we celebrating this? That's horrible. No, I mean, these are hockey players. I really like what Chicago 606 said, because you know what? I know that this is a prospect showcase, and I remember I'm also a big fan of the Chicago Bears. And I remember back, for those of you who are uncles like me, you'll remember back to 2013 when Kyle Fuller, then first round pick of the Chicago Bears, got his head punched in practice. And everybody in the media was like, dude, why would we be cheering for a rookie to get his head punched in by a veteran? Is that not a sign of poor chemistry and a poorly led locker room? Fast forward 2 seasons later, the Chicago Bears were one of the best defenses in the NFL. This is the kind of stuff that, as long as it doesn't cross a line, you kind of want to see this edge from your players. Neither Spellacy nor Thompson actually got hurt. And by the way, if I go over here, they worked things out after this incident. They didn't go to the locker room with enmity. They didn't go to the locker room hating each other and wanting to continue the fight off the ice. These are two players who understand what it means to play competitive hockey. And I'm frankly tired of seeing the Chicago Blackhawks dress up and play little weak perimeter hockey. I am excited to see some of these prospects to bring juice, to force their way to the net, to finish their checks in the corner, and to really impose their will and their thumbprints on these games. I want to see opponents come into the United Center and leave in worse shape. It's been way too long since that happened, and these are the kind of prospects that are going to make that happen. Competition is good. Fighting for roles is good. Fighting for roles is absolutely good. And as long as the fighting doesn't cross a line, I'm completely up for it. Getting called an unk in my mid-20s, I mean, we're all unks. I mean, compared to Alex, who's like, I'm guessing like 5.5 years old, given his temperament, I guess we're all unks in comparison, all right? So anyways, let's move on to one of the biggest benefits, in my opinion, of seeing a showcase like this. I understand it's really fun for us as fans. We get to see all of these guys under one umbrella, wearing the same jersey and fighting for the same set of set of coaches. But one of my big benefits of seeing some of these prospects playing in showcases like this is that a lot of these prospects are going to be auditioning for roles at the professional level. We have guys like Nathan Bain. We have guys like AJ Spellacy. We have guys like Martin Mishiak. I don't know about Mishiak, but Parker Holmes. These guys are definitely not going to be in the professional ranks this upcoming season. But if you look at the top 6, and you especially look at the defensive side of things with Sam Rinzel and Artem Levshinov, Andre Kuzmin's definitely going to be an AHLer. You have Merrick Van Acker, who's going to be in the OHL, but you have Oliver Moore. You have Nick Lardis. You have Aiden Thompson. You have Ryan Green. All 4 of these forwards, and at least Rinzel and Levshinov, if not other people on the blue line, are going to be either in the NHL or the AHL. And odds have it, it's more likely that they start off in the AHL than the NHL. And the reason that's so important is because guess who is leading these prospect pools in a tournament like this? It's the brand new Ice Hawks head coach, Jared Nightingale. And he talked about how it was a tough practice, blue collar, hard, challenging, fighting through whistles, fighting for every inch of ice, and all of those things that are typical coach speak. But this is exactly the guy. When Nick Lardis makes his way to the AHL, this is the guy he's going to be trying to impress for ice time. And this is an early chance for Nightingale himself to work with a lot of the youngest and most important prospects who he's going to be seeing throughout the season in the AHL. And I just really like that little nuance. The fact that he's leading it instead of trying to get the NHL coach involved prematurely. The fact that Jared Nightingale is leading it will give him extra access to a lot of the most important prospects, and he's going to be instrumental in their development. And that's a really exciting thing for me to see. Another thing to note is even though the prospect pool has been practicing for this showcase, the rest of the main roster has also been practicing. And you're starting to see, as Connor Bedard, he shows off that lateral movement, you're starting to see the effects of that summer training. He talked about this before the season, but Connor Bedard wanted to work on his skating more than anything else. He looks a lot quicker. He looks a lot more decisive, and I expect his entire game to have an astronomical improvement, all right? This is going to be the Connor Bedard breakout season, and anybody who's not on the bandwagon right now, the way Vlasic stands, man, anyone who's not on the bandwagon of the Bedard train right now is not going to be allowed after the season, because I understand, look, sophomore slumps happen. He had a horrible season, especially at 5-on-5, and I'm more than willing to admit it. But I also know that nobody works harder, and nobody in this prospect pool understands his own deficiencies more than Connor Bedard. And that's why every single post-game press conference, he seemed almost bemused. He understood. He's going to need to train extremely hard in the offseason. He's going to need to make major improvements. And when he does that, he will be back to being generational. And yes, I use that G word, generational, because that's what Connor Bedard was pre-draft, and that's what he's going to be after the season. Where is the game, Anthony? The game is going to be on BLACKHAWKS.com and the BLACKHAWKS app. I will be personally watching it in a bit of a shady stream just because I don't trust the BLACKHAWKS app to be perfect. But they did promise that all scrimmages would be live streamed on the app. So if you have the app or you have BLACKHAWKS.com, when we come closer to the time of puck drop, which is officially 6 o'clock, but usually in these prospect showcases, the puck drops a little bit later. So as we come closer to that time, I would say go to blackhawks.com and refresh it closer to the time that the puck will be dropped. Sprout69 says that's what he was labeled. Labels don't mean anything, but 60-point seasons in back-to-back years does mean something. Playing on the worst team in the NHL outside, if you took away Connor Bedard, the Blackhawks are the worst team in the NHL over the past season and a half. All right? I know the Sharks ended up worse, but a lot of that has to do with the talent that came late in the season for them. The Blackhawks did not give Connor Bedard any help, and this is not going to be the platform that I'm going to be using to talk about Kyle Davidson and whether he should have done more and Patrick Kane and all of that. But what I will say is the Blackhawks have not given Connor Bedard any help. And the fact that he put up the rookie season that he did, which everybody seems to be forgetting about now, does mean something. And I expect him to put up a much better season than he did last year, especially a 5-on-5, because guess what? He does have an extra year of experience. He looks faster, he looks stronger, and everything else in his game is already improving. His playmaking got better last season. Even though his confidence was shot, his understanding of damage control got better. The end product was not there, because everything else about his game was not improving. The skating got worse. The decision-making in crucial areas, especially the decision-making when it comes to forcing your way to the middle of the ice, that deteriorated a lot. His confidence got worse, but everything else in his game is developing, and I expect all of that to come together in this upcoming season. The game doesn't start for another 10 minutes, Anthony. Absolutely. Frank Nazar, Lucas Reichel, Ryan. Are you talking about the help that the Blackhawks gave him? Come on, dude. I mean, Ryan Donato had a good season last year. Frank Nazar had a good second half of the season last year. And we'll talk about Frank Nazar a bit later, I imagine, because he was poking his head around the prospect pool. He's probably my favorite under 23 player in this entire draft class. Sorry, in this entire prospect pool. I love Frank Nazar. I think he's going to be a star in the future. Lucas Reichel had a horrible 2 seasons. Compared to the help that other people get. I mean, Macklin Celebrini was playing with Will Smith on a line alongside Tyler Toffoli, the sleepover trio, as Shark fans love to call them. That is miles better than any line Connor Bedard has had to play with. Sprout said they tried to give him help. It didn't work out. Yeah, you're not wrong. Taylor Hall, I mean, he was not as good as expected, but even then, especially in the beginning of Bedard's rookie season, he worked pretty well with Hall before he got hurt. Teravainen was okay. And again, a lot of this has to do with coaching as well. I mean, this is not the best coached team, especially over the past season and a half with Luke Richardson and even Anders Sorensen. Neither one of their schemes really benefited Bedard. And the fact that they never played Bedard with the most talented offensive players that he could have played with kind of showcases that they were putting Bedard in their scheme and trying to make Bedard fit into the scheme instead of the other way around. Don't diss my boy Frank the Tank. Frank the Tank almost never played with Bedard, man. He played with Bedard for a handful of games, and that's when Bedard was already completely head deep in a slump. And Nazar frankly carried the line during that time, so... Are you going to be able to show the actual footage of the game? No, I will not. The NHL, I know this is not technically an NHL stream because this is Blackhawks and Blues specifically and the teams involved in the Tom Kurvers showcase, but the NHL is horrible when it comes to things like that. So I'm not going to be able to show the actual footage of the game, but I will be talking over it. You guys know I'm a grade A yapper, as Alex loves to call me. So I'll be talking over it. Actually, previous live streams, I haven't told you guys this. Previous live streams have actually been demonetized in hindsight because I don't know if you guys remember 3 months ago when I used to live stream, I used to put the audio of the game in the background and I used to be talking over the audio. But even that was too much for the NHL and my previous live streams got demonetized in hindsight. So yes, I'm not going to be able to show the footage of the game. I'm not going to be able to show the audio of the game, but I will be commentating over it, and we'll be watching this alongside one another. Julian Fernandez says, if we don't get any help next free agency class, do we start full-on questioning if Kyle Davidson should stay at GM? Ooh, that's a loaded question, man. I think it's a fair question to ask. This is not me criticizing your question, but it is a loaded question. I think a lot of that has to do with how the prospects continue to develop. I mean... If Frank Nazar becomes a legitimate 60-point, 65, 70-point second-line center, then you no longer need to pursue a second-line center in free agency, right? If, let's just say Oliver Moore ends up being a top sixer. Let's say if Sasha Boisvert shocks the world and graduates early to the NHL. I'm just giving you a few examples. If Nick Lardis shows up to the AHL, scores 2 goals a game in his first 10 games, and ends up in the NHL and continues that in the NHL. Suddenly, these are all roles that don't need to be replaced in free agency. I think a lot of that has to do with the development of the prospects over the next year, and that's a big reason Kyle Davidson didn't go after any big fish in free agency. This is the year where a lot of guys will be graduating to the NHL. This is the year that the quote-unquote rebuild is going to be coming to an end. Because you're going to see a lot of signs of what's to come. Even if these prospects are not completely ready, you'll see signs and flashes of brilliance that will tell you, you know what? In 3 years, we don't need a first line, a first pairing right-handed defenseman because Sam Rinzel is going to be that guy. We don't need a second pairing right-handed defenseman because Artem Levshinov is going to be that guy, right? In the same way, the same thing will apply to the forwards that continue to graduate. Just say you love Kyle Davidson. This is not even a commentary on Kyle Davidson. I'm not saying that he needs to stay as general manager for the next 3 seasons, no matter what happens. I'm saying this is going to be a year that determines a lot of things, not only about Kyle Davidson, but also about the rebuild, because the Blackhawks are not planning to get first overall picks after 2026, right? This is the time to draft. And if these draft picks don't work out in hindsight, the rebuild as a whole, not just Kyle Davidson, but the rebuild as a whole is in trouble. So a lot of things will be determined throughout the span of this season. Kyle Davidson is a huge question mark. His drafting seems decent. Free agency thing is a huge question mark moving forward. I don't think free agency is the right thing to evaluate a rebuilding general manager on. We've seen this happen so many times in the offseason. The example I always point to is the Detroit Red Wings. They've never rebuilt. And I understand a lot of that has to do with draft lottery luck, but they never rebuilt because every time there's the opportunity to get a good veteran in free agency, guess who's coming there? I can go back to Shane Gostisbehere 2 seasons ago, Patrick Kane being the most obvious one. They keep re-signing him to 1-year deals. Lucas Raymond is now graduating to the NHL in more of a star role. Same with Moritz Seider, but they don't have a lot of elite talent beyond that. I love Lucas Raymond. Who is the other guy in 5 years who's going to be working alongside him? You know, we always talk about how Connor Bedard doesn't have help. Oh, we need Gavin McKenna. Who is that guy in the Detroit Red Wings prospect pool? They have so many middle sixers, just like the Blackhawks do. But games in the NHL are won on talent. Nikola Tesla, welcome in. Thanks for your invention, man. You're super smart. There's no one to sign this past summer. I mean, Mitch Marner, question mark. But yeah, I agree. Especially with where the Blackhawks are. There's nobody who really matches where they wanted to go for. They did sign a lot of guys last offseason, the offseason before that. And that's one thing I do question, the constant back and forth with, you know, we're going to draft a lot of small guys. And suddenly in 2025, no, we're not going to draft any small guys. Everyone has to be above 6'2", needs to be tough to play against. I wish there's a little bit more of alignment from year to year. And the same applies to free agency. I was a little bit questionable about some of the free agency decisions 2 seasons ago, from giving TJ Brody a 2-year deal instead of a 1-year deal, etc. But these are all nitpicks. My overarching message is I don't think the best way to judge a general manager in the middle of a rebuild is what he does and doesn't do in free agency. I mean, TJ Brody ended up being a horrible signing. How much is that hurting the Blackhawks? How much is it really hurting the Blackhawks? Absolutely nothing. I mean, he's been bought out, and now they have to eat some salary for the next 2 years, and then he's gone. The Blackhawks are not contending for the next 2 years. No free agency signing, unless it's a massive 7-year deal for maximum AAV, is going to hurt a rebuilding team. And the fact that the Blackhawks are in position now to allow these young prospects to prove their worth in the NHL in an organic way while having enough veterans to fill roles if needed, is kind of the perfect answer, right? I could nitpick on a lot of individual deals, but what's the point when the Blackhawks are still rebuilding? Old World Hockey says stream is live, dudes. All right, let me double check on that, all right? All right, let me go to blackhawks.com and see if I can access the stream. Connor McDavid, you're officially Chicago Blackhawk. Let me give you my 2 cents before we actually go into the stream. The live stream is live. You're absolutely right. Thanks, Old World Hockey. My 2 cents is the Kaprizov situation is a little more tantalizing to me. I would be shocked if Connor McDavid is not an Edmonton Oiler. I don't know about an 8-year deal or a 5-year deal or 2-year, whatever. He's going to resign there, man. It feels too... It's too good to be true to expect him to be on another team. Sprout69 says, for funsies, I wrote up a review of all of Kyle Davidson's draft picks, looked at draft position and value. I think so far the draft picks are looking okay. I mean, that's definitely a fair assessment. I think there's a big volume of top players. Whether or not all of them are maximized when it comes to talent in a vacuum, it's kind of hard to assess. For example, should he have gone with Demidov over Levchinov? For example, should he have gone for one of the other goaltenders over Guyana? I mean, we can nitpick individual picks, but the fact that they have so many top 3 round picks over the past 3 seasons, especially in the first round, I mean, they had 3 first round picks again this past season, which is the I believe it was the third time in the Kyle Davidson era that happened. Correct me if I'm wrong. They have the sheer volume of top picks in the Kyle Davidson era, make it so the margin for error is at least a little bit better. The stream starts soon. I don't think the stream actually started, but the stream is live on blackhawks.com and the Blackhawks app. So go ahead and get started. Load that stream up. Get it for free. By the way, does anyone know anyone who went to these games live? Because the tickets technically are free. Rick says, no one of consequence would want to come to a team in the early stages of development. I mean, money talks. But I don't think the Blackhawks would want to have a huge Band-Aid signing like Mitch Marner at this stage. Again, this isn't me talking about my own opinion on whether the Blackhawks should have went for Mitch Marner. This is just me talking about the way Kyle Davidson is approaching the rebuild. I don't think they wanted a guy like Mitch Marner to be a ceiling for a lot of the prospects below him, and that's probably their opinion. I know the prospect Don is there covering the games. Yeah, I did see that on his feed. I may actually, you know what? Let's keep his feed open. Prospect Don is the best, isn't he? The stream officially started, by the way. Oh, he is at the game. There you go. So let's open his thing. I'll keep refreshing it as we go along. Look at this beauty. Look at this beauty. I mean, how can you say anything negative about that smile and that flow, man? Oh my goodness, what a legend. I really wanted to collaborate with him, by the way. We had something in the works. It just didn't work out in the pre-draft process, but I would love to collaborate with him someday. He's such an awesome dude. Alex says, grab your popcorn. Absolutely. Let me switch my AirPods over to my laptop so I can actually hear what Charlie Romeliotis, the absolute Greek beauty, is saying. They're talking about Artem Levshinov. My take is I don't think Artem Levshinov is going back to the AHL. I really don't. I think his camp is going to push him to make the NHL. I think he's going to work his backside off to make the NHL. And I also think he looked a lot better in the NHL than he did in the AHL. Typical development path aside. Is this a St. Louis Blues reporter who's currently talking? Sprout69 says he's a goofy in the best possible way. They're talking about Prospect Don. I mean, his work ethic is crazy. This is not meant to be a Glaze session, but I mean, look at my upload schedule. I understand I have like things I do outside of work as well, but his work ethic is ridiculous. The amount of content he pulls out, and it's all quality stuff. It's talking to the most relevant players and the most relevant prospects, asking insightful questions. I mean, his work ethic is insane. Second City Sports says about Levshinov, I think a bit of stability would really help him. I really agree. Oh, we have the national anthems going on. Look at Justin Carbonell. Number 68, by the way. True vanity number. Really good guess. Yeah, I mean, yeah, his connections are great. Sam Rinzel looks so much bigger, and he looks good with that C. I'm not giving anyone ideas for the future, but he looks a lot bigger. Those milkshakes from the offseason were really helping. Oh, the land and the home. All right, beautiful. We're ready to get started, boys. Let the hockey begin once again, all right? Let's open Prospect Don once again. Prospect Don. There you go. Let's see how he's covering the game as well. Oh, look at that. Martin Misiak and Artem Levshinov before the game. Levshinov is shaped like a square. Do you guys ever notice this? His upper body's actually a square. Can you imagine skating full speed at Artem Levshinov and he's covering the blue line? You would be obliterated from the face of the earth. I would just quit at that point. I mean, if I was a hockey player and I'm like a feisty little 18-year-old player playing in these prospect games, coming up against this tank, I just quit. It's a business decision that's completely reasonable. Just quit. Who's number 78? That's Aiden Thompson. We need courts to spend a summer with the Sam Rinzel weight training program. Absolutely. I could not agree more. The game is underway, and here we go. Sprout69 says, do you think he stays at 195 or drops down as the season goes on? I don't know about his plan. I know his plan is to play in the 200s. So by that standard, it seems like he's going to be working towards increasing his weight. It's easier to gain weight in the offseason than it is to maintain that weight in the season. I expect him to play the full season in the NHL. I'd be shocked if he didn't. And a full 82-game season in the... nice little save by that Russian goalie the Hawks just signed. And Lindstein a long shot, and Brezhnoy makes a save. But what I was going to say is playing in a full, gruesome 82-game season will probably put a lot of pressure on his weight. I expect him to lose a little bit of weight. But again, the process is not just a process for one off season. He will be back on a weight training program next season. And there was a really interesting article out. I believe it was from Scott Powers, and it was released today. Correct me, I might be wrong if it was Scott Powers or somebody else, talking about how his Minnesota coaching staff really believes that even though he's technically older, his physical development is behind the curve. So you could expect him to gain weight much more easily than somebody who's also 21, 22 would gain weight. It was Scott Powers. Yeah, it was a great article. I like the Hawks goalies overall, especially with Nightsign. I agree. I don't think it's the best in the NHL, even long term. But Spencer Knight is the highest drafted goaltender since Marc-Andre Fleury for a reason, and he showed those flashes last season. It's going to be a really interesting year for him, and I really like the contract as well. Drew Commesso had an unbelievable... This may be triggering to a lot of people. I'm triggering myself in the process. Here comes Oliver Moore, power move to the net, and it's saved. But what I was saying is Drew Commesso stood on his head all playoffs. He deserved the win. I don't know if you guys remember how bad some of the other players played. I'm not going to throw shade at any prospect, but I mean, what a diving save there. And then they score. Is that Otto Stenberg? Otto Stenberg scores, and it's 1-0 Chicago. But yeah, Drew Commesso had a tremendous second half of the season. And Spencer Knight is going to have the opportunity to prove that he's the guy. What more can you ask for? And they even brought back Arvid Soderblom. Sad trombone. I don't know about that positioning, Levshinov. I don't know about that positioning, buddy. I don't know who the center was on that play, but a bit of a mental lapse, a bit of a defensive breakdown. It's okay. We just started the game, all right? I don't know about the positioning, though, buddy. I appreciate you stopping by, Sprout69. Hey, me being in the same conversation as hockey psychology is the ultimate compliment. He was one of my biggest inspirations in starting to make content. I mean, he's the best. If you guys don't know who hockey psychology is, you absolutely should. A blast rebound, Mishiak overskates the puck. Nice little takeaway by Martin Mishiak in the neutral zone. Rebound. Nice little easy save. There's Nathan Bain, by the way. First action by the Kamloops Blazers third-round draft pick to the Blackhawks. Oh, nice stick there. Parker Holmes, a nice defensive play. Here comes Sam Rinzel in the corner. I feel like we should really be monitoring whether Sam Rinzel looks a tad bit slower, because he did gain a lot of weight in the offseason. We'll see if that works. Here's Gagne. It's taken away by the Blues, and now here they come the other way. Alex says, we're losing again. Nothing new, typical Hawks. You are such a hater, buddy. I feel like my voice is already going, boys. We're down 1-0 with 17:09 remaining in the first. An early goal by Otto Stenberg, one of the many first-round picks in the lineup for the St. Louis Blues. I think they have 5 in their lineup right now. Where's Artie at? He just touched the puck, buddy. He was on the ice for the goal against. I never liked seeing 2 defensemen behind the net. So on that goal, I feel like Artie maybe could have been covering the slot a little bit better, but I mean, some of these things happen. This is a prospect showcase. We gotta keep that in mind as well. Some perspective. Oh, Artie holds the zone. Back to the point. Aiden Thompson shoots. Oh, he's going for the tip by Ryan Green. A great little look by Aiden Thompson, but here they come the other way, and it's gathered in the neutral zone by Kuzmin. They're playing hot potato, are the Blackhawks. Oliver Moore now, tagging up. Nice little forecheck there. And the Blues get it out anyways. And now here comes... Is that Mast? Who's 58? I have my little roster sheet in front of me. 58 is Ryan Mast from the Providence Bruins of the AHL. He dumps the puck in. Nice play. Yeah, I mean, he makes a few of those plays every game. AJ Spellecy's on the ice. Don't tell the rink. Oh, great pass by we get to see the first line now. I had to tune in to find the Levshinov reaction. Luke, don't do this to me, Luke. Come on, man. I've made a promise to myself to be more chill in this live stream. I always get too emotionally invested in hockey. I mean, hockey is back, you know. You can't really blame me. What a turn by Rinzel. Horrible pass, though. But what a little turn. Good to see his skating is not completely gone with all that weight gained. Here's Nathan Bain trying to make his way past Susuev of the St. Louis Blues. Ring said, what are you drinking? Oh my God, you're going to expose me. Oh! Almost easy one-timer from the slot. Another defensive breakdown for the Blackhawks. I'm drinking Celsius. You already know that. But I'm also drinking sparkling water. So I have 3 cans in front of me. Trying to make my way through. Oh my God, Luke. You are giving me PTSD single-handedly. Oh my God. Oh. Remember Zach Sanford to end the freaking... to end the Calder Cup playoff run for the Ice Hawks. Oh my God, I said, whew, supposed to be a veteran presence too, by the way. Oh my God. Fight for it, Thompson. It's sent in behind the net. Here comes Rinzel, scanning over his right shoulder. That's good. He gets it up quickly, clears his own. Now here comes Aiden Thompson. Oh, Ryan Green tries to tap it behind his own back, but he kind of mishandles that. A bit of a gluttony of errors here. I mean, this is not prime Edmonton Oilers versus Florida Panthers and the rematch in the Stanley Cup Finals. Both of these two teams are a little bit rusty, and they're not playing the highest level of hockey right now. And so far, the Ice Hawks / Blackhawks prospects have made one more mistake, and that's why it's 1-0 St. Louis. My Mishiak hate watch is just getting started. Oh, Second City. These young kids look like Blackhawks already. 0 defense and bad in possession. Whew. I will say there were some rumblings from... I don't even know if I should talk about this because this was a report that was given to me. I don't like reporting things. I'm not a reporter. But when I say that I expect Levshinov to start in the NHL, it's more than just by achievement. I feel like he and his camp really want to start in the NHL. I'll just leave it at that. Turnover City, you said it better than I could. I mean, both of these two teams, it's just 2 stick handles, pass to the wrong team, 2 stick handles, not moving your feet, just a gluttony of errors. Just this is not great hockey, all right? If you're a young player trying to learn how to play hockey, do not learn from these people. Nice little step up there by, is that Kuzmin? Luke says, my Mishiak hate watch is just getting started. I mean, you know, I'm not the world's biggest Martin Mishiak fan either. So, Karchik almost connected on a nasty one-touch pass, though. You can see the ideas are there. The execution just isn't. Another pass missing by 10 feet. Was that saved? Or did that go above the net? That was either a crazy save by Bergenoy or it just missed the net. Because there's a grade A chance. What a pass by Lardis. Now here they come. Shoots. Rebound. Oh my goodness. Did you guys see that pass from Nick Lardis? From near the defensive blue line. In perfect stride. Tape to Oliver Moore. And that's somehow shrugged off by the St. Louis Blues goaltender. What a pass. I thought he's only a shooter. I do want to say this because I want to get ahead of the narrative a little bit. Another pass attempted for Lardis that hits off the goaltender and ends up outside of the zone. I want to get ahead of the narrative about Lardis. I did release a video, a film review on Nick Lardis in the middle of last season. And a lot of people have DM'd me since then. A lot of people who are known for watching film, a lot of people who watch the video and disagree with how positive I was, saying things like they don't expect to see Nick Lardis in the NHL at all because he has such junior level habits that are hard to wean off of. I don't agree with that. I understand that he's not ready for the NHL right now because other than his speed in a straight line and his shot, nothing really is NHL caliber currently. But that's such a good foundation. You can't just go off the street and find somebody who can score 70 goals in the OHL as a 19-year-old. After having 2 seasons of 60-goal pace that was cut down by injury. You can't just find that type of talent. And Nick Lardis in his movement is extremely intelligent in especially the offensive zone, but also in the neutral zone. He understands how to support. He understands where he needs to be to get open for his teammates. He obviously has a role as a sniper, as a one-time specialist, as a right circle guy on the power play. But considering his role, he understands cerebrally how to play that role. And you can't just, it's something that comes as an instinct to some players and something that other players just don't learn. And that, with combination with his speed, I just have faith in him. I believe that he will find a good role in the NHL as an offensive contributor. I'm just going to get ahead of that narrative. He feels like Nick Robertson to me. I can go one step further and say I think Nick Robertson would have succeeded in a different situation too. As a caliber of prospect, I can see what you mean as well. A lot of poke and hope. That's the classic. Look at that. A little bit of extracurriculars. Leftonov's right in the middle of that after the whistle. But yeah, a lot of poke and hope. A lot of scared to possess the puck hockey. A lot of lack of execution. A lot of passes being missed. A lot of weird positioning around the net. Just a lot of bad hockey being played right now. I hope that as the game wears on and as these guys start to get their legs from underneath them, we'll start to see some better hockey, especially from the Blackhawks in later periods, because right now there's not much. That was like a Marc-Andre Fleury flash of the glove. Bergenoy went way up with that glove, didn't he? Blashill's not going to like that. No, he's not. Blashill's not going to be working with any of these guys. Ooh, Pradum, a nice little shot. Here's Carbon. A diagonal dump. I feel like Bergenoy is just waving his glove at everything now. He got excited with that one flashy glove save. He's waving his glove at everything, even shots that are missing the net. Oh, nice little save by Bergenoy. Shots that are missing the net by a good 5 feet. He's still waving his glove at it. He wants all the smoke. Oh, Justin Carbonell. Speaking of Justin Carbonell, let me find. This was Justin Carbonell last game, by the way. First round pick, by the way. Look at what he did to this poor little Minnesota Wild prospect. This is another guy with that same identity. I feel like this game, especially as it goes on, it's going to become more and more. It's going to become more and more physical and more extracurriculars after the whistle. Second City Sports says that 67 kid is no good. That left defense is a Cumby. 67, 57 would be Cumby. I don't think there is a 67 in this game. I think that was Ashton Cumby, 57. 47 is Tage Harding. I don't know if there's any other 7. Yeah, Carbonell was a sneaky dog. You said it better than... Lourdes! Are you kidding me, Lourdes? Never mind, he's a bust. Ignore everything I just said. Lourdes, buddy. Oh my God. Oh, and they can't keep the puck in. Come on, Harding. Big friendly giant. Ugh. I think I saw the same play that you saw. Stenberg, a good save there. Kind of beats Sam Rinzel there. Not great, but here's Nick Lourdes now. Another pass. Oliver Moore sends it in and goes off for a line change. I feel like Nick Lourdes is getting into the habit of doing that. You know how Patrick Kane, I'm not comparing him to Patrick Kane, but one of Patrick Kane's key assets was close support in the defensive zone. He never really over-pursued. He never played defense per se, but at the defensive blue line, he would gather the puck and just wait up, hold up play, and find the perfect pass. And this is the second time that Nick Lourdes has done that in this game. Just something to keep in mind. Here's Robertson up against Levshunov. Levshunov kind of putting up the body. There's so much passive action with Levshunov. Man, throw the body, do something with it. I mean, he seems obsessed with staying between the guy and the goalie, which is good. But you're a second overall pick, man. Throw the body. Put your shoulder into him. These guys are 19-year-old prospects, man. Just show them what you're made of. Show them what all that summer training was all about. That wasn't even a bad play. I'm just saying I'd love to see just a hair more from Levshunov. Just a little bit more. And then I would be all in on sending him straight to the NHL and never looking back. Soft serve general. No. I am not soft serve. Oh my God. I've had so many discussions with soft serve about Levshunov. I'm definitely higher on Levshunov than he is. I just want to see a little bit more active. I want to see the motor translate. He has such good mobility. He has so much natural talent. Just a hair more effort at times would go such a long way. Ringside, you ain't a second overall pick. I appreciate that, Alex. God dang. Oh my God. Do you think the situational awareness seems off? I completely agree with you, Luke, but sometimes it just feels like his mind is not working. It feels like he's given a to-do list on the ice, and he's just trying to do that to-do list instead of actually reading the play and understanding how he can have the biggest impact. It feels like somebody on the bench told him, stay between the player and your goalie. So he's just staying there and not doing anything, just poking. And sometimes he's not even poking. It feels sometimes that, especially in the defensive zone, as Berezhnoy makes another good save, Rinzel's kind of getting peppered in the defensive zone too, by the way. But with Levshunov, he needs to have a plan. He needs to be able to process and figure out what he needs to do. It's too easy for guys to look at a guy who's stationary and for a forward to come up against him and be like, hey, I'm going to get past you. And I'm not convinced that Levshunov has that quick processing and quick ability to understand, he's going past me. Let me use my body to prevent that. Let me use my stick to prevent that. Let me take a quick stride to my right and cut off the angle. There's very little of that in his game. And he doesn't need to develop it to an elite level, but it needs to be there. He needs to be doing something when the play is approaching his area of the ice. To me, it feels like Luke says, to me, it feels like he narrows in on one opponent and loses track of the rest of the guys. We've already seen that on the first goal. I mean, he was transfixed by the guy behind the net. Lourdes threw a little hit. You guys see that? And Luke, that same concept applies in the offensive zone with Levshunov, by the way. If he sees the puck and thinks that he can get to it, nothing else matters. He'll go behind the freaking behind the freaking goal line to get to that puck. He's a very, I have decided to do this, and that's what I will be doing kind of guy. Here's Levshunov now. Levshunov, a good pass. And Oliver Moore misses the net. Levshunov still with the puck. Andrei Kuzmin now. Kuzmin, sharp angle shot. Bad decision. What are you doing, buddy? Levshunov holds the zone. Nice play by Levshunov. There you go. And then a bad pass. That was a nice little shift by Levshunov. Here's Carbonell. Spinorama. Bro thinks he's Patrick Kane. Carbonell, great play. Is that Levshunov again? Okay. That's a great shift by Levshunov. Excellent shift. I was talking trash. We got to give him his flowers. Excellent shift from beginning to end by Levchinov. He held the offensive zone single-handedly for around 35 seconds, and at the end of the shift, he had a great tip of the puck to clear the zone on a pass from Carbonneau. Great shift. Great shift by Levchinov. The Hockey Sun says he won behind the net, as you said. I mean, he has some tendencies that will be annoying, but even at his floor, he will be a good NHL player. He just has to get some of those annoying traits out of his game. I actually like, Second City Sports says, I actually like the aggression in the offensive zone by Lev. If we can find him the left-handed defenseman version of Connor Murphy, he'd be fine. There is a line, there's a certain degree that it will work in the NHL and a certain degree that it won't. And that's why I understand the arguments to keep him in the NHL, because he won't figure out what he can and can't get away with. This is not the kind of prospect as Rinzel skates in full speed. Oh my God, a huge saucer pass. Here's Rinzel. Oh, hot pass. Hits the tape of his teammate, but he can't finish. Who's 74? Ryan Gagne. Oh, he's a Rockford AHL player. Yeah, but Hockey Sense is pretty sure that's Vlasic, especially with a coach like Jeff Blashill. I don't expect Vlasic to have the offensive. Oh, that's a great save. Great save. But I don't expect Jeff Blashill to give Vlasic the same offensive green light as Anders Sorensen did. So you're probably right that that guy is probably Vlasic. But there still is going to be a level where Levchinov realizes, hey, this is something I can get away with. This is something that I can't get away with. Here's Levchinov one-on-one, forces his guy behind the net, loses his stick. That's another problem with Levchinov. He needs to hold on to his stick. I know that's a very specific criticism, but it happens a lot to Levchinov in a bad trip. Aiden Thompson just stripped a dude. Was that Juracek with the sidestep? He kind of left Thompson behind. He had no clue. You got to play defense with your feet, buddy, before your stick. That was a nice little play. I think that was Adam Juracek. Oh, by the way, if the Hawks lose this game, we need to fire Blashill. We should all post that on Twitter collectively. Coordinate it. I was going to say something so messed up. We should coordinate it and post it all together on Twitter. Fire Blashill. The Blackhawks lost this game. First line's back there on the ice for the Blackhawks, along with the first defensive pairing. Hemmed in the defensive zone. Sorry, I meant first line, penalty killing line, not forward line. Rinzel's out there killing the penalty. Doesn't Rinzel not look so good with the C on his chest? I wouldn't say he's having a crazy good game. I'm just saying, does he not look so good with the C on his chest? McKenna will look so good in red. Oh, don't get me dreaming. I had my heart broken by Michael Misa. Oh my goodness. I feel like I had so much trauma this past offseason. A good little save by Bergenoy. Clear the puck, Oliver Moore. Get the puck out. There you go. Rinzel is a beautiful puck carrier. I mean, he glides. He glides. It feels like his skates are not even making contact. It's like those MagSafe trains, those Maglev trains in Japan, just gliding. Martin Misiak. Great play, Martin Misiak. I'm just doing that to piss off Luke. Misiak, stop being EA Sports NHL. Stop forechecking on the penalty kill. Relax. Look at this guy. He loses an annoying amount of puck battles. He's so small, man. He's not strong at all. And the fact that he still has the impact that he has, you wonder if he can win some of those puck battles by gaining strength, especially in his lower body. Man, the sky's the limit. Misiak. Spellacy. Backhand, and that's a good save by the St. Louis Blues goaltender. How is that for a nice little play by Misiak and AJ Spellacy? Two of the most divisive prospects in the entire prospect pool. Now here they come the other way. A 1-on-3 by the Blues. And it clears the zone. Oh, here they come again. Here's Aiden Thompson. Levshinov shoots. Bad shot. Bad shot, Levshinov. Bad shot. No. No harm, no foul. He's still back at the point, so that's just not a good decision. If TJ Brody's still there. Do you guys see what's his face was at Blackhawks informal practice? Jared Tenorti. Can you imagine if they sign him? Blackhawks Twitter would have an absolute field day with that one, wouldn't they? I mean, bring me Gavin McKenna, even if that means Tenorti has another season with the Blackhawks. Nice move by Ryan Green to hold the puck in. Ryan Green, he just lost the puck at the last second, but a nice little move there. And he's back on defense in true Ryan Green fashion. And here comes Sam Rinzel with no pressure. Let's see what you can do, buddy. Skate out with it, buddy. Skate out with it. Skate out with it. Cross-ice pass. Oh, tape to tape. Is that a trip? Oh, it is a trip. Rinzel, sharp angle shot. Keep possession, buddy. Please never again, Tenorti. I know, Monty. I know. I feel like it's going to happen. Let's see what Prospect Don's been up to. See if he... Only 3 seconds left in the first period. Spelcy nearly scores on the penalty kill. Mishiak and Spelcy showed great promise on that kill. I agree, Prospect Don. And I know Luke agrees. He's a big fan of Martin Mishiak as well. What else? Nearly scores on the mini breakaway. Yeah, we did see that. Power play to start period 2. Yep. And we reach the end of the first period. It's 1-0 St. Louis. An early lapse in defensive coverage by the Blackhawks and by the Levshinov-Kuzmin defensive pairing led to that opening goal by Otto Stenberg. But ever since then, it's been a comedy of errors by both teams. It's been back and forth. A good kill by the Blackhawks towards the end of the first period. And we will be beginning period 2 on the power play. So all in all, not a bad outcome despite the score. And ladies and gentlemen, you know what that means. It's the second intermission, and it's time to bring back the higher-lower game. Karachi B has already alive and reincarnated in the form of an NHL 26 Be a Pro character. Alex, I have good news for you and I have bad news for you. Which one do you want to hear first, Alex? You want to hear the good news or the bad news? All right, let's let Alex respond. The Zika virus or Manchester by the Sea? Oh my goodness. Well, I'm going to go higher for Manchester by the Sea. And yes, 1.5 million. You want to hear the bad news first? The bad news is I don't care. And there is no good news. Anyways, moving on. Manchester by the Sea or... Oh, you're getting creative in how you want to cancel me, game. Okay. Next one's going to be Charlie Kirk, by the way. Oh. Whew. I'm going to go higher. Yeah, it's higher. Are you... What? Okay. Thank God. I'm going to be real. I got no problems with the Hawks signing Tenorti. That dude can fight, and they needed that last season. I also want to note, a lot of people don't seem to be bringing this up. Jared Tenorti was hurt the last season he was in Chicago. He had a few months of an audition the season before that with the Blackhawks, and he was actually pretty good. Again, these are all transactions that mean absolutely nothing to me. Whether they make them or they don't make them, there's not a lot of impact that's going to be had on the Blackhawks for the future. So I don't really care about judging Kyle Davidson by, oh my God, he signed Jared Tenorti. Does he want to look? Like, I don't care about any of that stuff, man. I care more about things that impact the way the Blackhawks are going to look 5 to 10 years down the line. The Petra probably has higher. Yep, does have higher. We're on a roll today, by the way. I feel like I'm just memeing, but we are on a roll in this higher lower game. Hong Kong, I mean, it's a major city. Yeah, absolutely. 1.5 million average monthly searches. We playing higher or lower or yapping about a bum ass 38-year-old in Tenorti. The doctor said, what do you want to name your son? Said the doctor, yes, sir. Said the confused. Oh my. Are you guys doing like poly comment memes? All right, anyways, Hong Kong or Ramadan? All right, we lost. I was trying to be religious, boys. Come on now. We still got more than the average. DuckDuckGo has 2.74 million average monthly searches. Screw Easter, man. Oh, yeah, not even close. Your bunny can go kill itself. I can't be saying stuff like that. Beauty salon or Easter. I mean, there aren't that many beautiful people these days. You guys notice that? I feel like the amount of beautiful people has fallen off the face of Earth. And this is why. People care more about a stupid-ass bunny than they do a beauty salon. It's going to go higher. Yeah. 1.83 million. Just says lower. All right. I need to start paying attention to chat. That's my bad. All right. Saturn is going to be lower. Come on. What? Just because they put a ring on it? Oh my God. I'm average. Absolutely not. We're playing again. They're not even trying to hide it now. You know what? This is why Karachi B is changing position. She's going from Karachi bomber to Karachi manslaughter, okay? This is going to be way higher. Watch. Oh, okay, thank God. Who cares about rugby, by the way? Anybody here watch a single game of rugby in their life? Dwarf, this is not going to be a thing, Hockey Sun. I can't believe you're bringing this back. The Dwarf Planet song is not going to be a thing. All right, play again. The Secret Life of Pets. I actually, embarrassingly, I went to Universal Studios and I went on the Secret Life of Pets ride. It was for kids, but I'm embarrassed to say I actually enjoyed it. Or magic, frick. Speaking of magic mushrooms, let me take a quick sip of my Celsius. All right, let's lock in. What do we actually think? Magic mushrooms higher or lower? All right. Goonsday sent me. We up right now. Hey, what's up, Matt? Say hi to Goonsday for me. You know how many people added me to that group chat in the early stages of Goonsday? I got added to that group like 3 times, and I left immediately right away each time. No shade against Goonsday. I'm just saying, like, come on, man. You think lower? Yeah, I'm going to go with lower. I'm in the medical industry, so I would be searching for magic mushrooms more than the Secret Life of Pets, but I'm in the minority. Great Wall of China has to be higher. Absolutely. 450. I feel like we're in the zone now. We're locked in. We're ready to go. What happened to Goonsday? You need to be added back. Why would you want to be? Okay, you know what? A Fitbit. Fitbit probably higher. Yeah, 4 million. There you go. Way to stay healthy. I can't relate. 50 Cent or Fitbit. 50 Cent should be higher, right? I mean, wasn't he in that terrible movie? Let me look this up. 50 Cent movie. What was that terrible movie that came out recently? I didn't actually watch that movie, but was that Ice Cube or 50 Cent? I can't even remember. Yeah, lower. It's going to be lower. Nobody cares about 50 Cent. 1 million average monthly searches. I mean, the Ringside General is probably like more than that, dude. Diving or 50 Cent? Diving's lower. If he's higher, I'm a loser. No, you're right. You're right. You're still a loser, Alex. You're still a loser, so you're not off the hook. But you are right. Apple, way high. 16.6 million. David and Goliath. Okay, you can take it. These are easy, man. I mean, come on. Old boy higher. Anything would be higher than David and Goliath. I'm going to be honest with you. I have no clue who this dude is. What do we think, boys? Higher or lower? Where can I see the game? BLACKHAWKS.com. Mikkel Ringfist. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. BLACKHAWKS.com. Matt says, keep up the great work, Ringside. I'm just trolling. I know you're trolling. We're all having fun here. I'm the least person to take anything seriously, all right? I love the banter. I love talking to all of you guys and hanging out. This is not a serious setting where I'm insecure about comments or anything. You guys go off. No censors here. This is a live stream for a reason, all right? We're going with lower. All right. You know what, Hockey Sun? I normally don't trust you in higher or lower because of how much better I am. But we're going to go with lower, all right? Who is this guy, by the way? 12,000. Clearly not important. La La Land. 5 million. Okay. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Hockey Club, where are you at? Are we going higher here just to prove a point? Are we going higher here? Where is your belief, Chist? Where is your belief? The Hockey Den will never let us down, baby. Alex, you know what? I'm so disappointed. We're trying to win? What do you mean we're trying to win? We're trying to make hockey the biggest sport in the world. How about that for a goal? All right, you know what, boys? Just because you guys have no faith, I'll go lower. 60. Oh no, Mario Lemieux only has 60,000 monthly searches. It's probably because his career was shortened by injury. I mean, it's probably because of that. McDavid probably has 80 million, right? I mean, hockey is the best sport in the world. Sons of Anarchy. Are we going higher or lower? It's funny seeing my Twitter mutuals on here. Yeah, it's a bit of a alternate reality, isn't it? That's why I love these live streams. People who say the stupidest stuff on Twitter end up saying the stupidest stuff in chat, and I absolutely love it. Sons of Anarchy higher, yeah. 1 million. I feel like going from 1 million to everything else is a little bit hard. I'm going to go lower here, though. It's definitely lower. We're kind of on a roll. Our score is 13? All right. You know what, Alex? You said we're trying to win, and now I kind of agree with you. We're at 13 right now. This is one of our highest scores. So Uno or Shutter Island? Can I tell you why I think Uno is going to be higher? Yeah, higher. I feel like we're in agreement. Alex, Chist, and Matt all say higher. All right, we're going to go higher. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Let's go. Score of 14. The Atlanta Falcons, the choke job 28-3. Atlanta Falcons with Michael Penix and Kyle Pitts, the tight end who's perpetually breaking out but never actually does, and who's the backup tight end on my fantasy team. That's a true fact. Or Uno. Ooh, this is actually tough. All right. Let's Giga Brain this. I know we're already voting in chat. We're saying lower and high. Let's actually Giga Brain this. Let's think about this. The season just started, but we're going with average monthly searches. There's some months in this season where almost nobody cares about a football team. They're around 2 months, a month and a half before the preseason starts. Before training camp starts. Nobody really cares. After the NFL draft and before training camp starts, very few people care about NFL teams. Atlanta, a big market, but not the biggest. This isn't New York. This isn't Chicago. This isn't LA. So with that being said, I think we might go lower here. What are we thinking? Go Blues, Hawks. Who let this guy in? I'm just kidding. Thank you for joining us. Please subscribe. But who let this guy in? Blues fan? I mean, come on. We're going to go lower here, right? We're going lower? F it, lower. Go high. Exactly. Lower, come on. Oh, let's go. Who said lower? You guys are all modded. Who said lower? Who said lower? Matt, you're modded. Add as moderator. Standard moderator. Add. Who else? Who else said lower? Who else said lower, baby? Matt, you're already a moderator. Chist, you're a moderator as well. Add as moderator. We're at 15, boys. Oh my God. If this was over the past month, I already know this is going to be higher. But overall, do more people care about the Atlanta Falcons or shootings? It has to be higher. It has to be higher, right? It has to be higher. Love it. Excited about hockey, boys. Good luck. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I feel like the rivalry between the Blues and the Blackhawks has kind of tapered off. There are a lot of players on the Blues I actually like. I love Dylan Holloway. I love Robert Thomas, one of my favorite players in the NHL. So yeah, as long as you're not facing the Blackhawks, and as long as the Blackhawks are tanking, you know what? I hope they have some success. If in America higher, that's a really good point. All right, shooting. As a moderator, you can. Yes, you can, Alex. Look at Alex constantly complaining. As a moderator, you don't give us rights. Yeah, well, this is a dictatorship, all right? All the major decisions are made by me. The fact that I'm naming you a moderator and making you one of the members of the chat, you should be thankful. Look at this guy. This is higher. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be higher. You ready for this? I don't want to get rid of our score 15, boys. We're going with higher? Demon modding me. Let's go. Absolutely. That's the gist of this chat. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it has to be higher. Oh, it's the same. Oh, my heart just dropped. I saw 1.5 million. My heart just dropped, but they gave us a score anyways. We have a score of 16, boys. Oh my God, Scooby-Doo. For school shooting. I like how the mods are actually having a mod-to-mod war in chat. They're deleting each other's comments. This is crazy. The Hockey Sun is just deleting everything. Thank you, the Hockey Sun, by the way. You're doing a great job. Keep up the good work. Keep up the good work. You're doing a great job. Scooby-Doo, yeah. I'm thinking lower as well. Let's go with lower. Come on, baby. 16, go to 17, go to 17, go. Oh, 1.2. We're still in the game. A score of 17. Scooby-Doo versus Vienna. So this is interesting, right? This is one of the tourist capitals of the world. Everybody knows about Vienna. But versus 1.2, this is a large number of monthly searches. What are we thinking? What are we thinking? Mod on mod violence. You didn't think it would work? It would. And I appreciate you shutting him up, by the way. Vienna is also a Billy Joel song. I didn't think of that. Alex, is that in Italy? No, it's not in Italy, buddy. It's not in Italy. They invented the sauce. You think lower. I feel like Alex is on a warpath against me right now, so I'm going to wait for other people. Second city says Austria. Yeah, I was waiting for him to Google it himself. He thinks he's in Italy. Never heard of it. St. Louis. Who is the St. Louis fanatic in the chat, man? Thanks for joining, by the way. Never heard of Vienna. Who would go to Vienna when you have the St. Louis Arch? The most lame landmark in any major city, the St. Louis Arch. It's more lame than the Chicago Bean. And I'm from Chicago, and it drives me insane when every tourist that I encounter on the West Coast is like, oh my God, I'm so excited to go to Chicago and take a picture next to the bean. Why? It's a freaking bean. Go eat food like somebody with common sense. And the St. Louis Arch is even worse. That's how you know Alex is 7. He hasn't taken geography yet. The bean is the lowest of the low. You know what? I might give you that, all right? It always drives me insane. It's literally a bean in the middle of like one of the most crowded places in Chicago. You force your way in to take a picture next to a big bean. I mean, come on. And the fact that it's in Chicago makes it even worse. Chicago's the best city in America. There's so much to do in Chicago. I mean, come on. Can you get inside the bean and You know what? Touche. You win this one. We'll win the next argument. But you know what? You cannot get inside the bean and ride it to the top. And you can't do it to the St. Louis Art. So you know what? You win this round. Bro, it's a seamless odd-shaped mirror. It's cool. Go to the freaking dollar store and buy yourself a mirror. And if you want it to be odd-shaped, you can cut it into a weird shape. I'm sorry, I'm hating. But I mean, I'm making my... What? All right, anyways, we need to vote on Vienna. Are we going higher or lower, boys? We got to lock in. We going higher or lower? I'm making my first kid in the bean. The Hockey Sun, where are you when we need you, man? Get that comment out of my face. What is happening in chat? This is what happens when you let kids from Twitter get in the live stream chat. Oh my God. Go on like an architecture tour if you're a tourist. I mean, there's so much of everything. If you want the best museums, Chicago has it. If you want the best food, Chicago has it. If you want the most unique items, Chicago has it. If you want the best tourist destinations, Chicago has it. If you want great lake experience, Chicago has it. If you want great beaches, Chicago has it. Why would you go to a bean, man? Higher? Higher. All right, we're going with higher. Vienna? No. 17. We were on a roll. You know what? It was worth a shot. Oh my God, that's a score in the top 10% of the game, boys. We're actually legendary. Yeah, if you want the best sports teams, like the Cubs, never mind. Matt says if you want great hockey, Chicago. Chicago has history though. I mean, watching Patrick Kane highlights and watching those, those videos, every single call from the 2015 playoffs, 2013, 2010. Never gets old. So if you want that, Chicago does have it. In terms of current stuff, never mind. All right, we're going to do one more. We need to beat 17, all right? Oh my God, I have seen it all. You know what? On that note, we're going back to the game. Screw this. All right, the game is coming back. We're not doing this right now. Oh my good lord. Let's see what the prospect Don's been up to. First period standouts already. He had a couple good shifts. Rinzel, Van Acker, and Lardis and Moore have all been really good. That first line has been good by like as a whole. Mishiak and Spellacy, you know what? I'll give that as well. Mishiak and Spellacy had a really good shift on the penalty kill. Yeah, on penalty kill. There you go. I agree with that. And we're back underway, boys. On the power play, Nick Lardis wheeling and dealing into the zone. Sam Rinzel, a nice little toe drag on the point. Here's Ryan Green. Below the... Rinzel, what a save. Lardis, what a save. Jack Pridham from behind the goal line. A great pass to Nick Lardis in his office, and he's robbed. Did Lardis not get all of it? Let me look at the replay here. Oh, that's a great save, man. The great save. That was a chance. Bro, all I do is hate Artie. Shut up, man. My video on Artem Levchinov is almost entirely positive. I love Artie. He's top 2 prospects in this entire prospect pool. Here's Ryan Green. Oliver Moore, bad pass, Green. Bad pass, Green. Oliver Moore is playing the bumper position, by the way. It's kind of what he played a little bit of it in Minnesota, so it's interesting to see that. I wonder if he's going to be playing that in the AHL as well, if he starts in the AHL. I bring my Glock to the block. Okay. Oh, I bring my Glock to old block. How much time on our power play? I have no clue because the broadcast doesn't actually say that. I'm guessing there's like 30 seconds left. Actually, maybe a minute left. I think there were only a few seconds off the power play in the first period. I mean, these are all like team specific live streams and things like that. So a lot of these rough around the edges aspects of the live stream are just an unfortunate reality of it. Lardis, another good backhand pass. Lardis has been good, man. Lardis has done exactly what I wanted from him. Other than, of course, you'd like to see him finish some of those goal-scoring opportunities. Here's AJ Spellacy. Cross-ice pass. Merrick Van Acker, a bad pass. It was worth a try, but it just didn't connect. And that clears the zone. Since you're a Hawks fan, would you choose Bedard or Celebrini if you could redraft? I mean, they were in different drafts, so it's not technically a redraft. It depends on what the rest of the team is like. I think they're both... I hate using the word. I know I already did once in this live stream, but they're both quote-unquote... Like, they had generational, quote-unquote, rookie seasons. I'd take Bedard. I think he has a higher offensive ceiling, and that's what the Blackhawks are also happen to be missing more of. Breakaway and good save. Nathan Bame almost roofed one on the back end. Bame again. Oh my goodness, Nathan Bame is all over this game right now. Aiden Thompson with AJ Spellacy hanging over the goaltender, and that misses wide. And now here comes the Blues the other way. Levchinov, nice stick. Nice stick, Levchinov. I understand, but it was only a year apart. I would take Bedard because at the top of the draft, offensive ceiling means a lot to me. I think Celebrini is one of the best two-way centers I've ever watched as an 18-year-old. I think he's the best I've ever watched. I was too young to watch Crosby's rookie season. Just an amazing player. One of my favorite players in the NHL. If I was choosing for the Blackhawks, I would choose Bedard. There's talk Celebrini's going to be the better all-around player long-term. Let me ask you a question, though. Does that matter? My answer is no, and let me explain why. You could ask the question, is Jack Hughes a better overall player than somebody who's a little bit worse than him offensively and much better than him defensively? I don't know the exact comparison. I haven't thought about this. But let's just say the Devils would rather have Jack Hughes with all of his defensive deficiencies than more of a two-way player with a slightly lower offensive ceiling. Offensive ceiling matters a lot when you're a franchise player. In the case of the Sharks, and by the way, this isn't me dissing Celebrini. I think he has tremendous offensive ceiling. But I do believe Bedard's offensive ceiling is better, and that matters a lot. Yeah, Jack Hughes and Nico Hischier is actually a pretty solid one. The answer is undoubtedly Jack Hughes. Undoubtedly. Lebowski said Celebrini is much better than Jack Hughes. I know, 100%. I'm comparing Celebrini to Bedard. And again, this is another thing that this upcoming season is going to have a lot to do with that constant debate. If Celebrini has a sophomore slump and Bedard goes off, then obviously those discussions of, oh my God, is Bedard worse than Celebrini? All of those discussions will go away. And vice versa. If Bedard has another bad season and Celebrini puts up 100 points, then yeah, I would rather have Celebrini. Bedard is cuter. Yeah, but does Bedard do sleepovers? That's what I thought. Let's take a look at what Prospect Don's up to. Let me see if I can actually go to... can't watch live, but can we go to... This is the problem with... Normally there's like a game center that we can go to. I don't think there is any for this game. There's just a watch live. So I guess we're just going to have to stick with Prospect Don for this one, all right? The legend himself. Be sure to follow him. If you're not following him, are you even on Hawks Twitter? Oh, almost a partial break there for Aiden Thompson. But Van Acker can, and the Blackhawks take a penalty. Jake Bake says, would you be concerned if Celebrini has more goals than Bedard this season? Again, that's a very specific stat. I would not. And the reason is because Celebrini is going to be playing on an insane team. Their power play is going to be really good. I don't expect them to finish in the bottom two in the NHL. Michael Misa is going to be starting in the NHL. Will Smith is going to have a full season of experience. He's going to come off swinging on Celebrini's line. Tyler Toffoli's not going anywhere. They have a lot of veterans all over their lineup. Their blue line's getting better with guys like Muhammad Dulin and guys coming up in the prospect pool as well. This is a very different situation to what the Blackhawks are in. And you can criticize Kyle Davidson for that. But again, it depends on what those goals look like. If Bedard is going coast to coast and scoring 25 goals while Celebrini... Oh my God. I thought Oliver Moore just took a penalty there. I thought that was another trip. I thought we were going to a 5-on-3. Here's Oliver Moore now on the penalty kill. What a spin. Oliver Moore dancing in. He got slashed. That's a call. Justin Carbonneau just slashed Oliver Moore on the power play, and there's no call. What a play by Oliver Moore, by the way. He got bailed out on a no call earlier on in that sequence because he tripped up. I didn't see who the Blues player was. But then he got slashed and there was no call as well. Lebowski, I'm not talking about overall team. I'm talking about talent. Who's playing on Bedard's wing versus who's playing on Celebrini's wing? That's what I'm talking about. And I'm also talking about the power play, which is already really cohesive in San Jose and really established. Big question mark again for Chicago. Yeah, I mean, Oliver Moore's speed is a game-changing A+++ trait. It's just a matter of making the rest of his game catch up to it. And you kind of saw the impact that his speed can have on that play. Oh, almost a Hail Mary. I think that was from Sam Renzel. Good decision, but it got deflected. Kurashev's is Celebrini going to be playing with Kurashev or no? Is Kurashev going to be on the first power play or no? All right, I mean, we'll see. If the Blackhawks have 10 more points than the Sharks this season, Bedard will probably be better than Celebrini this season. I'm not saying it can't happen, but I'm saying you're kind of answering the question anyways because of how how good of a season Bedard will have had for the Blackhawks to be that good. I love the way Berezhno plays goalie, man. It feels kind of like a beer league goalie. And I don't mean that as a diss. I kind of mean that in a good way. I like the way I like the aura he has in that. He's kind of just waving his blocker around at shots that are missing. He's doing exactly what I would do if I was good at hockey. And you got to respect that. Let's just finish this conversation. Let me see what Daily Faceoff has for the San Jose Sharks. Daily Faceoff. Here comes Pridham, by the way, behind the net. Wheeling and dealing, and it's taken away. All right, let's take a look. I mean, Phil Kurashev is not going to be a top liner. Look at this first line, man. Keep in mind, Will Smith, this is going to be Michael Misa. Will Smith's playing here, either with Tyler Toffoli or with William Eklund. Look at that first line. Insane first line. And these are the guys who are going to be playing on the power play as well. Let me see if we can find the first power play unit. Will Smith, William Eklund, Tyler Toffoli, Macklin Celebrini, give or take with John Klingberg, who had a pretty good season, pretty good playoffs. But you also have guys like Muhammad Doolin who can come in and play. And really, the guy playing on the point, you can even go 5 forwards, and it would be way more talented than what the Blackhawks have. We're talking about offensive talent. We're talking about goal scoring. Nathan Boehm almost scored there with a tight angle. But this is the kind of stuff that contributes to goal scoring. So a lot of that is going to have to do with the eye test, because Bedard will need to create more of his goals by himself. Yeah, Boehm, weak shot. I mean, he's been all over the game, though. I'm not going to criticize somebody for one weak shot. Rinzel, huge hit. How about that for using physicality? There you go. Let's see notifications. Put everyone else on blast. All right. The Hockey Sun says, I think, Dalibor Dvorsky almost scored there. Another bit of an iffy play by Rinzel in the defensive zone. Carbino, another shot. Yeah, Lebowski, we're not talking about that. We're talking about whether I would be worried if Macklin Celebrini scored more goals than Bedard. And my answer was no, because the Sharks are chock full of offensive talent in the top 6. I'm not really talking about overall team success. I just said they won't be a bottom 2 team in the NHL because their offensive talent is so good. And oh, by the way, the 2 best two-way centers in the past 2 seasons, in the past 2 drafts, are both going to be playing for the San Jose Sharks. And that also has a lot to do with the ability to keep the puck out of the net. Levchinov, what a move. A good save. That's a great play by Levchinov. Already getting active, absolutely. He heard me talking trash. That was a great shift. Back-to-back excellent shifts by Levchinov, by the way. I feel like I was a little negative earlier on. I want to point out, this is really exciting. 2 side steps, walking right in, and a good low glove shot, and a good save there by the Blues goaltender. Lebowski, that was the question I was answering. I was answering if I cared if Celebrini scores more goals than Bedard. That's why it's relevant, because it was a question. Anyways, face-off lost by the Blackhawks, and now here come the Blues. Levchinov will be a stud. As a Blues fan, I'm truly worried about him as a future issue for us. It's really interesting because his archetype has been pretty bad in the NHL. I mean, this is a guy, I don't know how to describe it, but he's like a combination of a lot of players who have struggled to make the NHL. Guys like David Juracek. Guys like the guy on the Devils, I'm blanking on his name. Simon Nemetz. He's like a combination of those 2 players put together. Both of them have had some growing pains. But Levchinov is like if you took their strengths and put them together. And I feel like that combination is going to help him have more of an impact in the NHL right away. So yeah, we'll definitely see when the Blackhawks are contending again, who will be the top pairing right-handed defenseman. Alex says, I still would have taken Demidov over Levchinov. I was actually watching a lot of Demidov tape over the past week. Ooh, good keep. Ashton Cumbie, wild. Cody CZ-esque shot. Rebound. Here comes Oliver Moore. That's great puck protection, Oliver Moore. Great play by Oliver Moore. What a move by Oliver Moore. Dancing in, shooting, and that misses the net. But what a play by Oliver Moore. Ashton Cumbie keeps the puck in. Oliver Moore again. A long pass. Kind of misses. But that's a great play by Oliver Moore. He's a unit and a righty. He's built like a tank. His mobility is great. He has an excellent wrist shot, which is a bit unconventional for a blue liner to have that good of a wrist shot. But yeah, he does have a lot of excellent, unique strengths. Lebowski says, Celebrini scored 32 goals as a 17-year-old in college hockey. He's a great goal scorer, too. He's a great everything. That's the thing about Celebrini. He's great at literally everything. Mishiak shot rebound. He loses the puck. It's okay. Rinzel keeps the puck in. But yeah, I've said this a lot about Celebrini. Spellici attempts a wraparound. But I've said this a lot last season. He's the best and most ready-made two-way center I've ever watched. Ever. And there's a lot of value to that. Ringside, can we score? Mishiak, stop calling for the pass. Stop calling for the puck, man. Good Lord. You're clearly covered in between three players and you're banging your stick on the ice. Obviously, the pass gets intercepted. What a move by Rinzel. What a pass! Scores! What a play! Sam Rinzel! Oh my goodness, this guy's amazing. He put the C on his chest and he never looked back. What a play. What a turn and what a cross-seam pass to Tage Harding. Look at that play. Oh my God, nasty. Tage Harding had plenty to do as well to gather the puck, but look how much time Sam Rinzel gave him to gather the puck, to look at his target, a wide open net. What a play by Sam Rinzel. Sam Rinzel made me in love. You damn right, Alex. What a play. He's not as good as a 19-year-old Taves. I'm talking about an 18-year-old. I mean, ready-made out of the draft. Taves played in North Dakota. And, I mean, we can have an argument about who's better as a 19-year-old as well. We'll see next season. Yeah, St. Louis goalie was way overcommitted to Rinzel. I mean, when you have a turn like that, the goalie is going to pay attention. You know what I mean? Here's Tage Harding now. Kuzmin. Oh, sorry, that's Israel's, not Tage Harding. Some of these numbers are hard to see from this broadcast angle, so I apologize if I misstate a few names here and there. That's how deep the Hawks pool is. Our 28th best prospect scored. That's one benefit of having so many draft picks. I know we had a discussion in our Discord about Tage Harding, and I was completely wrong because he's been pretty good since he signed, but I questioned whether he would even sign because of how deep the blue line is. But I'm very glad he did sign. He's an important piece for the Ice Hawks. Here's Ryan Green. Nice little move. Ryan Green still holding on to it. The Blackhawks have come alive this period. Even though it's just 1-1, the Blackhawks have way outplayed them. Here's Jack Pridham. A high rising shot is shrugged off by the goalie. Did that hit the crossbar? Yeah, Green with the E looked awesome there. I mean, the Blackhawks are buzzing now. The top two lines especially, you're starting to see the offensive talent. If you're an Ice Hawks fan, especially, you should be excited about what you're seeing in this period. The Blackhawks have really turned things up over the past 5 or so minutes. Ryan Green wins the faceoff, but it's recovered again by the Blues. And now here they come. The Blackhawks have so many middle six players. Good stick. Who was that? Nice deflection by Ryan Green again. Great shift by Ryan Green. A one face-off, good offensive zone production. A really good stick check in the defensive zone to get the puck out as well. Good low play by Lardis there as well to pinch in deep in the defensive zone and recover the puck for his team. He makes that play a lot, by the way. He's great at close support. Oh my God, a huge hit on Lardis. He's slow getting up. I hope he's okay. Simon Robertson just decked him. He's okay. He's back on his feet. Another hit. Oh, a pass by Merrick Van Acker over to Oliver Moore. Just misses. But that was a good play by Lardis at the line, knowing he was going to take a hit. Took a hit to make a play and found Van Acker. Now here comes Martin Mishiak, Luke's favorite player. A horrible pass, man. Dude is standing 2 feet to your left. Why that fancy... Oh my God, Berezhnoi goes out of his net to make a play, and Rinzel sends the puck in. But again, I mean, there's a guy standing 2 feet to your left and you're trying to make a pass. Why the fancy little turn and backhander? Just get the puck to him and get the puck in deep, man. You're a bottom sixer. Start playing like one. Berezhnoi again comes out to take the puck away from Carbonneau. Oh my goodness, Berezhnoi. No, a bad pass. Oh my God, a huge hit. And now here comes a partial break. Good back check by Levshinov. Great back check. Completely taking away the middle of the ice there. Forcing a less dangerous play from the perimeter. Great play by Levshinov. Levshinov's turned up in this period. Here's Levshinov. Cross ice pass. Bounce off the boards, but it got there. Now here comes Gagne. And Kaprowski makes the save. The Blackhawks have been really good over the past half a period, man. Really good. Berezhnoi, best skater on the ice 2 times in a row. That aggressiveness. Bro thinks he's Manuel Neuer or something. He thinks it's Patrick Wall. My goodness. Come on, show the replay of that Levshinov back check, man. What a beautiful play. I feel like that's just in Levshinov's bag, if you know what I mean. It doesn't matter who he's up against. He's built like a tank. If he has body positioning on you, how did that go in? Ryan Mast with a nothing wrist shot. Kaprowski, what were you doing, buddy? It's 2-1 Blackhawks, but how did that go in? How did that go in? What? I've seen the replay 3 times. I still have no idea. How did that go in? Ryan Mast, certified sniper, by the way. Good Lord. Welcome to the Ice Hogs, buddy. Ryan Mast proving he's not ass. And by my score, the Hawks won the trade. How did that go in? Wasn't hugging. Did that go in short side? We'll take it, boys. It's 2-1 Blackhawks. Wow. They're going through Ryan Mast's story in the actual broadcast if you're listening. Oh. Parker Holmes on the ice. Certified tough to play against player. Look at him move. Look at him lumber, baby. Imagine he scores like 2 points and has more than his entire OHL career in this game in the 3rd period. Can you imagine that? What? Here come the Blues now against the 4th line of the Blackhawks. Oh. Berezhnoi makes a great save post to post. That went in far side. I thought it went in far side too. I really can't tell. I wish they had a better angle. It's hard to tell from this broadcast angle. I know this is a low production type of game, so it's hard to tell, but I wish I could see a better angle on where that went in. I thought that went in far side, which would make no sense. I mean, what's the goalie looking at? Tage Harding, good play over to Aiden Thompson. Thompson sidesteps a check. Now here comes Ryan Green. Rinzel shot, and that's shrugged off by the goalie. Aiden Thompson. Here's Sam Rinzel again, walking the blue line. Sam Rinzel dancing in. Look at that skating. Sam Rinzel behind the net. Bad pass. Great show of skating, but bad final pass. Now here comes Tage Harding fighting in. Rinzel's back on defense. Rinzel almost dispossessed, but he gets a good pass over to Tage Harding. And now here come the Blackhawks the other way. Aiden Thompson over to Ryan Green. Green, his pass is just deflected a little deeper because everyone's going for a line change. Parker Holmes tougher than a $2 steak. Hell yeah, baby. $2 steak. He's tougher than an IHOP steak. You guys ever try those? Good Lord. Yeah, lazy dumping. Berezhnoi makes a save without the stick. I feel like Berezhnoi's had a really good game quietly. Horrible, horrible mask. What is that mask, dude? Somebody like spray paint over it, but man. Wearing Antti Niemi's number with that lack of swagger on your mask. Come on, man. Let's catch up on chat. Lebowski says Taves rookie year, the Blackhawks has 17 more points than the year before. I mean, yeah, that's not the best way to compare rookie seasons, but Taves was also 19. Celebrini was also 18. Taves had Kane. Celebrini did not. Ring said, what do you think of the night extension? I covered it at the beginning of this stream. This is not the kind of move that I care to hyperanalyze about, oh, I would like 4 years instead of 3 years. Oh, maybe 5.4 instead of 5.6. Oh, maybe not the no trade clause and things like that. I really don't care. This is a prove-it deal for a guy who's going to be the starting goalie. He's getting paid around or maybe even slightly less than starting goalie wage. And he has had some inconsistencies. And with the luxury of this 3-year deal, he now has the opportunity to prove that he can be a consistent starter for the Blackhawks. And if not, Drew Commesso will be coming up right after. And if not, there probably will be another goalie drafted towards the top of next year's draft. So, I mean, this is the kind of move that fans love to hyperanalyze and love to hypercriticize. This is perfectly fine for me, man. It's a prove-it deal for a prove-it starter, a guy who had a great first couple of games in Chicago behind a horrible defense, and then had some inconsistencies. We'll see how he plays over the next 3 seasons. I love Will Smith. Are you seriously comparing Will Smith to Patrick Kane? I mean, I feel like you're answering your own question, man. Will Smith didn't even play on Celebrini's wing for the entire season. Will Smith didn't even play the entire season. Will Smith only showed up towards the second half of the season. I mean, it's not a 4-year deal, but he is under contract for 4 years. So it's a 3-year extension. I feel like, I mean, even currently, the crazy thing about the criticisms about this deal is even in the short term, it's not a bad deal. I understand the circumstances make it so it's not a bad deal anyways. I mean, the Blackhawks are not up against a cap over the next couple of seasons, but 5 point whatever is a pretty good deal for a starting goalie, whether or not he ends up completely reaching his potential. From a pure numbers point of view, this is a great deal either way. I mean, Lebowski, what are we doing, man? Okay, fine. I'll bite. Taves and Kane rarely played on the same line. You know what? Let's do this together, all right? I'm not here to say Jonathan Taves had a worse rookie season, but let's just compare him, all right? You're comparing team stats to judge rookie season production. Let's just compare them, all right? The fact that Taves and Kane rarely played on the same line, as you said, contributes to the team's success. All right, anyways. So draft year, D+1, he played for University of North Dakota. In his D+1 season, Macklin Celebrini was already in the NHL. All right? That's the first thing. The second thing, 63 points in 70 games played versus 54 and 64. So let's do a little bit of math. Actually, you know what? I'm not even going to do that because for era adjusted, this is not even going to be close. All right? Jonathan Taves was better at 19 especially given the plus 11, than Macklin Celebrini was on a much worse team, given the minus 31. These stats are a little bit better than Jonathan Taves. However, era adjusted, these stats are definitely a lot better. But the thing is, why are we comparing stats using team statistics when you're comparing an 18-year-old to a 19-year-old? Again, I have no strong opinion either way. I'm just saying, Macklin Celebrini is a better, more ready-made two-way player, in my opinion. Or rather, let me just rephrase. He's the best ready-made two-way player out of the draft that I've ever watched. Jonathan Taves did not play in the NHL out of the draft. That's what the whole thing is about. All right, so let's move on to, oh my God, you guys want to, let's figure out if I can do this. You know what, boys? I'm going to take a you know what? We'll do this after the game. Let's finish this game of higher and lower. Speaking of meth, let me take a quick sip of Celsius. Sorry, I just got to get my my focus back. So what do we think, boys? Do more people care about the general election or meth? Meth or general election? All right. You think meth is higher? Taves was an objectively better player his rookie year. Taves was, okay. Sure. I think the general election would be better with more meth and less math. I feel like that's where the country is going. You know what? I'm not going to get political. You almost got me to get political, boys. I'm not going to go there. All right, so we're going to go with more. Over here, we got to get our score up to 17 once again, all right? We're going to go high. Never mind. Let's play again. Tiger Woods or VR? VR is lower. Oh, my God. I am off my game, man. Whew. Rowing or Heineken has to be higher, and then we'll go with the chat after that, all right? Heineken versus WikiLeaks. I feel like WikiLeaks would be a lot more popular 5 to 10 years ago, when all that stuff was happening with the Edward Snowden and everything like that with WikiLeaks. I feel like now it may still be a little bit higher than this, but it would be close. Are we going higher or lower for WikiLeaks? Alex says, what did I say, dumbass? Sorry, buddy. Good Lord. Lower, booze is better. I'm never listening to anything the Hockey Sun says ever again. Oh, boys, we're all off our game, man. We got to lock in. This is not good. It's really not good. All right, play again. Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up to chat. Second City says Kane, Sharp, Bifuglian. Playing wing, by the way. Actual animal. Seabrook, Keat, Havlat, Boland, Ladd, Rutu, Jason Williams, and Versteeg were all on Taves' rookie roster. Bitcoin. All right. Yeah, this is obviously going to be way lower. This is where the game actually starts. Justin Gatlin's going to be high. What? He's a great sprinter. I feel like I'm being gaslit by this game. You know what? I'm going to lock in. Screw everyone else. I'm going to lock in, and we're going to win this together. Aaron, who is this guy? Saving Private Ryan's way high. Oh, thank God. I thought that's at 36,000. All right, BG's higher. Okay, the score is 2 now. BG's are Outlook. I feel like the only time anybody uses Outlook, myself included, is for work or school-related stuff. It's objectively the worst email service the planet has ever seen. But for some reason, almost every university and every job requires you to use Outlook. I can't even talk. Let me drink Celsius. So I'm going to guess higher, but I'll wait for you guys to vote. We're going higher, right? You calling Justin Gatlin a oh my God. I'm sorry I'm not as cultured as you, Second City Sports. Leonard Tolstoy, I know everything about him. Justin Gatlin's a great sprinter. Maybe I'm showing my age right now. Alex says, I don't care. All right, we'll go with higher. Just because everybody's probably looking this up for their... Shut up. Shut the front door. 68 million? I've never seen that high of a number in this game ever. Outlook, you guys are money laundering. Something's up with this. 68 million? Good Lord. All right, Manchester, way lower. I mean, nobody cares about these lost lives compared to that. Athletics has to be higher. What the frick? Oh my God, boys. I have fallen off. No, I've fallen off. It's your favorite thing, ringside, the Manchester. It's not quite the Karachi bombing. Princess, oh my God. You guys are, okay, so I'm gonna be higher than this. Oh, it's got the same number of people care about Islam as they do Princess Diana. Therapy. I mean, the world needs therapy right now. Oh my good Lord. I am struggling. All right, Disneyland, this is gonna be lower. All right, I don't know who the Bilderberg group is. The Shanghai earthquake is going to be higher. Oh my God, nobody cares that people are dying. Look at what happened to the world. All right, this is the last one. Then we'll have a few different conversations, all right? Counseling or Heineken? Heineken, we already know is higher. Craft is going to be higher. Never mind. I give up. I give up. You know what? We're going to do the AI or not game. The human or not game, all right? I give up. We got a high score. We got a high score of 17, and we're going to move on, all right? All right, let's start this game. What? There is no way. What is happening? I'm being sabotaged as we speak. All right. What do we even do? All right, let's go. Let's see what hockey Twitter is saying. All right. Let's go back over here. Rinzel's a monster. I can retweet that. Oh, come on. What? What? Guys, relax. He had a great second period. Relax. So composed with the puck. Not great in the defensive zone, by the way, Sam Rinzel. I feel like my feed is becoming more and more about soccer. Nicholas Jackson made his debut. Horrible debut, by the way. Play the Dino, no internet game? Oh, I don't know if I can because my stream is going to disconnect. I'm not like Queso. I don't have like 15 different PCs all running concurrently. So I can't disconnect from the internet. Otherwise, you guys will be gone. Oh, I'm so good at that game, by the way. Let me see if I can do it while connected to the internet. Did somebody else make it? Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. You guys are about to see a legend at work. Let me take a Celsius for final motivation. All right, boys. Are we locked in? Are you guys ready to see a legend of the work? A legend work? All right, you guys ready? All right, here we go. I'm already at 30. I'm the best. Bang, baby. Bang, baby. Bang, baby. Oh my God, I'm so good. I'm so good. I'm so good. I'm so good. Duck that little stupid bird. Hope he doesn't take a dookie on me. I'm so good. I'm so good. Oh, it's because, you know, guys, I got distracted because Charlie Romeliotis was talking in my ear. I'm going to mute my other laptop. You give me 10? Look at this lack of faith. You know what? I'm going to prove you guys all wrong. All right. We're already at 30. So what's everyone's favorite movie? So, like, what do you guys like doing for fun? Oh, no. Okay. I cannot end with that. I cannot end with that. I'm being roasted in the chat, too. You guys are... All right, I can't end with that. I cannot end with that. I will not end with that. We're going to get at least... You guys are going to see this. You guys are going to see legendary status. Ah! Oh my God, my key's not even working. There we go. All right, you guys ready? Bang. Bang. All right. So,
Baby shark.
sorry, I need my anthem. I need my anthem. I'm sorry, boys. I need my anthem. All right, now I'm ready. I'm ready now. I understand it now. Bang, there we go. Bang, there we go. Bang, there we go. You could do anything if you put your mind to it. Oh. All right, last one. They're doubting me in chat. You gotta get more than 10. All right. 1, 2, bang. 3, bang. 4, bang. 5, bang. 6, bang. 7, bang. 8, bang. 9, 10, baby. Let's go. 11, 12. Just walk under him. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. At least I beat 10. At least we know ringside isn't going to be a surgeon. When I tell you I'm actually planning to try to go into surgery. For God's sake, man. For God's sake. Oh my God. You know, one day I'm planning to buy a lot of like Steam games that are medical related and just play them all on stream. I'm planning to, and by the way, we're starting our Civilization 7 series. I may start it with a live stream. On the second channel, of course. Oh, all right. You know what? I said that was the last one, but I feel like I can do even better. All right. I'm ready. I'm locked in. Bang. All right. One more. You guys can't make fun of me. Bang. 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 Gonna get a high score right here. I feel it. Not even gonna commentate. I'm too locked in. I'm too fast. I'm too good. I'm too great. I'm the best. No one can touch me. Look at this. Legendary status. Oh my goodness. I'm too locked in. I'm too good. I'm great. I'm the best. Oh my God. Look at me. Bang. Bang. Duck that bird. Jump this bird. Oh my God. Look at this. Look at this legendary status. Oh my God. Oh my God. Who doubted me now? I can't hear you. I can't hear you in the chat. I can't hear you over the sound of my success. Oh my goodness. Let's go. 9:35. I'm back on track to be a surgeon, baby. Let's go. All right, the Tom KURVERS showcase is about to start again. By the way, Lebowski, if you're still in chat, I appreciate like different opinions and things like that. So don't take that in the wrong way. I just personally think that Macklin Celebrini, as a ready-made player out of college, is the best guy I've seen. That's just my personal opinion. Keep in mind, I was also, 7 years old when Jonathan Taves was making his debut. Alex says all this and still single as At 35. First of all, who said I'm 35? Good Lord, I'm not 35. Oh my goodness. Wait, second, are you telling me the record here is 8,000? Or 8,000 more than what I got? Because if it's oh my, I'm not watching Demidov content right now. If it's 8,000 more, I'm 8,000 points from the record. I'm going for it, boys. Stay till after the stream. I'm hitting that record. Or I'm not. I don't know, but we're touching that record, baby. I'm touching that record more than Jeffrey Epstein on that island touched any of those boys. We're touching that record, baby. I'm not scared of this record. Let's see what he's been doing. Yeah, some nice defensive play. He had a great second period overall. Hey, don't click. Come on, boys. We're part of the elite community. Why are you guys trying to get me canceled, all right? Let me talk. You guys know that? It's a soccer reference. But yeah, we're sniffing that record. We are absolutely sniffing that record. Demidov is annoyingly good. You know what? Let's take a look at what he did. Demidov. It's kind of the same move he put on Connor Murphy. He didn't even score. Florian Xhekaj scored. That's bad goaltending, by the way. Bad goaltending. Reinbacher looks good. He has great stick positioning. Yeah, that's a reason to draft somebody over Matvei Michkov. Because of good stick positioning. My goodness. Canadian fans, all right? Oh my God, he had another one. Oh, that's a great play. Why is Demidov so good, man? Oh my goodness, he's annoyingly good. I was watching so much Demidov tape over the past week. This guy is special. He is so special. I was watching it in an attempt to hate watch, by the way, because on paper, he had a horrible playoffs. But man, if you watch him, he's so good. Even at his worst, he is so good. The Hockey Sun says Rinzel is better than Demidov. I love you, buddy. I wish you were inside my head. Fall of Osters. The stream is back, by the way. Everyone lock in. The Blackhawks are holding on to a 1-goal game. It's 2-1 Blackhawks. And the third power play of the night is going on right now. Oh, what a pass by Lardis. Oliver Moore misses the net. What a pass by Lardis. Scouching things right. Was this a pre-draft take or a current take? Scouching thinks Reinbacher is better than Levshunov. I don't know. I love Scouching. I happen to disagree with a lot of his takes. But he's definitely somebody worth following, worth subscribing to. I respect anybody whose takes stem from watching film, and he's one of the best film watchers I've ever seen. I just happen to disagree with a lot of his takes. Lardis and Moore playing pitch and catch. Rinzel with a one-timer, no screen out front. They should go short side on this goalie every time. Whatever side that Ryan Mass goal went in, they should be scoring there every single game. Oliver Moore looks good with that A as well. Yeah, they're talking. Charlie Romeliotis is talking about how Oliver Moore played a lot of net front in college, a lot of bumper as well. He's kind of made for that position, especially while he's still not as creative as you'd want somebody on the half wall to be on the power play in the NHL. He can still play NHL or AHL. He can still play the bumper position and the net front with that speed and that tenacity. Lardis did escape by there, and now Rinzel to recover. Bergeron again, stick handling way out of his net, settling the puck off for Rinzel. Oh my God, Lardis. Buddy, what are you doing, Lardis? Why are you bumping into your own defenseman like that, man? I know you love close support. Not that close, man. Ryan Green now. Ryan Green still with the puck. Nice play by that Blues player to get the puck out, but that's held in. And no one's there in close support. Second City Sports says, on that chance they just had from behind the net, he leaves that side open way too early. Yeah, I mean, that was wide open. Oliver Moore, if he hit the net, that's going in. I give Lardis a lot of credit because everybody on the ice thought he was going to send it back towards the point, But he, with a quick pass behind his own back, here's AJ Spellecy, bad pass. With a quick play behind his own back, behind the net, he caught everyone off guard. And the goalie had that short side wide open. Second City Sports crusade against the drop back face power play entry is still ongoing. $18:56 left. I don't know if the Blackhawks are still on the power play. No, they're not. Blackhawks are no longer on the power play, so they're 0 for 3 on the power play so far. But they're still holding on to that 1-goal lead. Dalibor Dvorsky. Second City says, I'll shut up about it when they stop doing it. Fair enough. Mishiek sends a puck in. I have my eyes glued on Mishiek, by the way. He does not have a big margin for error. The Blackhawks have too many special talents in the bottom six. And I know that's funny to say. I don't mean special like elite talents. I just mean special like bring something to the ice that nobody else brings. Tenacity, energy, willingness to reach areas of the ice, willingness to finish checks. They have so many of those players in the bottom six. On paper, Mishiek's not bringing any of that. He's very soft for a fourth liner. And I have my eyes glued on him, man. He needs to prove something. He's a lot older than he should be for this stage of his development. He needs to show up in the AHL and start having an impact. So I'm definitely watching him in a setting like this where he's playing against people who are younger than him. Good block. Mishiek clears the zone. Here's Otto Stenberg. I really like Otto Stenberg too, by the way. McCarrick, a shot off by Bergenoy. Here's Parker Holmes on the forecheck. Look at that truck rumble. I haven't seen Parker Holmes finish a check all game, by the way. Samarin's what a turn again. Here's Parker Holmes. Stretch pass, misses Israel's, and that goes for icing. Have you guys seen Parker Holmes finish a check in this game? I'm obviously not making overreactions this early in his career, but oh, you know what? Whatever. It's funny because in the lead up to this game as well, the crazy show of like physical energy was not even from him. It was from AJ Spellecy and Aiden Thompson. Both prospects who bring more of the rest of the game than Parker Holmes does. It's not an overreaction to say that he sucks, says Second City Sports. I mean, yeah, I hate rooting against players, so I'll just let him prove me wrong. Almost a 4-on-2. But a good high stick by Gagne. Ryan Mass, the goal scorer, sidestep and a dump in. Now he'll go for a line change, and here comes the second line for the Blackhawks. Here's Ryan Green with speed up the right wing. It's taken away. Aiden Thompson gets it safely back towards the point. Towards the defenseman, I should say. Here's Ryan Green now. Trying to go cross ice. That's deflected, and it's a bit of a back and forth hockey match at this point. A lot of transition hockey so far in the third, especially after the penalty was killed. Here's Merrick Van Acker. Long diagonal pass. Ends up reaching Levchinov. Oh, good idea, but just lack of execution there by Levchinov. There's a guy forechecking him wildly. He tried to play it through his legs. He ended up playing it through his legs, but he couldn't get it on the other side. Levchinov sends it back to the wrong team. Levchinov behind the net now battling. Carbon, good pass, and that's saved. Lard is horrible pass, buddy. Oliver Moore just bailed him out for a second. Now here comes Carbonneau. Good save by Bergeron. Little bit of helter-skelter hockey by both Levchinov and Lardis in the defensive zone. And they got burned for 3 good chances on that shift. Somebody, instead of clipping me talking about Jeffrey Epstein, somebody clip that. Second City Sports says if he, as in Parker Holmes, plays more than 20 games in the NHL, I'll eat a ghost pepper. Now, I don't think he's going to play more than 20 games, but still clip that, just in case. Jake Bake says Levchinov has this weird nonchalant play style. I don't know how to explain it. That's absolutely right. And I've noticed that throughout his film, at every level of competition, it's something that really drives you insane because it looked like he just lets plays pass him by sometimes. With his natural talent, he can get away with it most of the time. But those 20% of plays that he just doesn't make the right read on early on, it's so frustrating. And that's why I don't see that style ever leaving his game. And that's why I don't think it's the worst thing in the world to get him early access to the NHL and let him figure out what he can and can't get away with natural talent. People with that type of, I don't know if it's motor, if it's like hockey processing, whatever it is, it's hard to just develop it all of a sudden. I don't think that's going to happen. Whistle blows. Another penalty. AJ Spellis is going to the box, and now another penalty, this time on the Blackhawks, will send the St. Louis Blues prospects to the power play. Yeah, Hawkinson says, I'm saying Levchinov is just a chill guy. Exactly. Just a chill Belarusian guy. Rinzel cleared the zone, buddy. Good clear by Sam Rinzel. All right, we're taking bets. Do we think St. Louis tries to drop back entry? Here's Lindstein. Yep, they are. There it is. A bad pass. Here's Robertson now. And the Blues get entry. Bad pass. Deflected away by Bergeron. Nice clear again on his backhand by Oliver Moore. And they mess it up. Hashtag shocker. A long pass. It's dumped in. Berezhnoy behind his own net. Tries to clear it up the boards. A bad pass. Yeah, he's back in his net. Adam Juracek with a nice little shot. And that's deflected. Great walking the line by Adam Juracek there. I'm amazed. I'm still... When did Adam Juracek get drafted? I know he fell, but how far did he fall? 16 overall. All right, it wasn't as bad as I thought. He had a great season, though. I wish they had the timer for the power play, man. It's so annoying. Here's Juracek, one timer. Berezhnoy with a good save. And now here comes Ryan Mast. A good diagonal clear. 42 seconds left in the power play. Thank God the commentator said it. Juracek. Save. Carbonneau. Great block. That now was kind of open. Great block on the shot by Justin Carbonneau. Excellent shot block. Look at Berezhnoy. He has 2 of his teammates coming back to pick up the puck, and he still skates all the way out to the top of the circles, trying to stick handle. Berezhnoy is an absolute menace, and I'm here for it. So the penalty is killed and it's still 2-1 with 11:42 left. Lebowski says, how are you going to watch the Blackhawks this year? I'm out of market, which is, it's kind of crazy for me to say this, but I'm very grateful as a Blackhawks fan and content creator that I am out of market so I can watch on ESPN Plus. I would not have a plan if that wasn't the case. And the puck ends up in the St. Louis Blues bench. How are you guys going to be? How are you guys going to be watching the Blackhawks this season? Let's say, I live in California. I go to medical school in California. The Hockey Sense says, in person, when the Chicago trip happening ringside. I come to Chicago every now and then. I feel like we need to grow the community more before I have a face reveal and stuff like that. But definitely in the plans. We'll go with the fedoras for now, and we'll figure out in-person trips and stuff like that a bit later, especially for the mods. I'd probably do it for the mods before the general community, but... Oh, DirecTV does have CHSN. That's the one debacle that I haven't been following too much. It's good that DirecTV has CHSN now. So at least there's a way for Blackhawks fans to watch the team. Here's Otto Stenberg. Man, Stenberg looks like he has so much authority when he skates. And just as I say that, Levchinov just picks his pocket like he's a puppy with a little stick. Who's falling? Who's that falling down on the ice, man? Stenberg now behind the net. Levchinov, oh, good. Oh, almost gets it out. Come on, Levchinov. Get the puck out, baby. Levchinov now playing defense. Nathan Bain, a long stretch pass. That is a bad play, Nathan Bain. I know what you're going for. I know you're trying to find that stretch pass for a breakaway. But again, this is a situational thing. You have your defensive pairing behind you almost 2 minutes on the ice. You have to just get the puck out safely and let them go for a line change. Look at how tired Levchinov is. And that's all your fault, Nathan Bain. Can't do that. How do you become a Blackhawks fan as a Californian? I'm not from California. I was born and raised in the suburbs of Chicago. I moved to California for medical school. And now they're pinned in the zone. And again, Nathan Bain, you got to get the puck out. Thank God a deflected puck ends up outside of the zone. And finally, Levchinov can get off the ice because he was exhausted. Jake Bake says Levchinov needs that number 5 from Murphy when he leaves. You don't like 50? I kind of like 55. It makes him seem even bigger than he is. 55 is just a tank number, you know? Big Sur might be my favorite place on earth. I've never visited. Honestly, that's one regret I have in medical school. We're so busy with medical school and because I do content, I don't have time to really explore. There's so many places in California generally, but also SoCal that I'd love to go to. And I just don't have time. Korch was not a very big guy, though. So, 55 made him seem like an NHLer. 14 makes him seem like a twig. Levchinov is already massive. 55 makes him look like a tank. Horrible turnover. Here comes Aiden Thompson. Thompson wheeling and dealing. Look at that speed. A one-timer, and that's saved. I would hope that I wish Aiden Thompson just went for that shovel. He was on almost a partial break and nobody was in front of him. Kaprowski missed a good save on that one-timer. Are we talking about Mason West here? He's having a pretty good year in football, by the way, Mason West. For those of you who are new here and are not familiar with my content, by the way, this live stream is not the vibe I usually go for on this channel. I make some analytical film reviews. Some general things about the Blackhawks are coming up as well, especially as the season goes on and we come closer to the start of the regular season. I have a film review on Nick Lardis, Anton Frandel, Artem Levshinov, Sam Rinzel, Mason West, Vaslav Nestrashil, and I'm forgetting a couple, but I do have a lot of film reviews on a lot of the main prospects on the Blackhawks. They're detailed. They're some of the best breakdowns of those prospects that you're going to find. So be sure to check them out on the channel. And there's a lot more content coming up. I'm planning to have What a Keep by Rinzel. Hold that thought. Rinzel, shot was blocked. There's a lot more content coming up on the channel as well. I'm planning for a Frank Nazar video, maybe a Spencer Knight video as well. Certainly a Connor Bedard video coming out eventually. So a lot more interesting content coming out. So be sure to subscribe. We are on the journey to 1,000 subscribers, and every little bit helps. So be sure to subscribe. Bergenoy with a great save. Shrugged it off again. I love his goaltending style. Korch is basically a broom with a coat hanger on top. He's like wearing a trench coat too. Poor Korch. Bergenoy is so aggressive positionally, man. I hope he gets like actual AHL ice time. Because his playing style is so fun to watch. Bergenoy, a horrible goaltending. Just as I say that. Oh my God. It's 2-2. That's just bad goaltending, man. It hit something out front, but I mean, that rebound should have been saved. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, it went off the defenseman out front, but Bergenoy should be having that, man. I mean, come on, dude. Just as I was giving him his flowers, he does that. It goes out. Was it Levshinov out front with the battle? I know he's on his knee. He's blaming himself. I don't think that's his fault. Lev -2. I mean, yeah. We're back on fire. Blasphel watch, boys. I love the way you think. We got to coordinate it, though. We got to make guys like the people in the rink who think their opinions are like the only opinions that matter. We got to make them actually think we're serious. Yeah, I think it was off more. Yeah, it didn't look like Levshinov, but oh my God, this defense is starting to break down. Van Acker goes for a good hit, but he should have had better body positioning. Now here's a partial 2-on-2. Levshinov, oh my God, Levshinov, buddy. Levshinov to Spellacy leaves the puck behind. Levshinov now. Here's Ryan Mast holding the zone. Lardis toe drag and release is blocked. Lardis sends it in deeper. Good read. Ryan Mast now to the other side. Two right-handed defensemen out for the Blackhawks. Ryan Mast and Artem Levshinov. And the Blues recover. Levshinov got bored and decided to play forward on the breakout. He does that quite a bit. He should have just shot it, to be honest. Here's AJ Spellacy, cross seam pass, intended for, I think that's Martin Misiak. Here's Nathan Bame. Bad pass. Bame. Here's Martin Misiak. Nathan Bame back to the defenseman. Bad pass. Oh, the discipline and the execution has gone down astronomically since the goal. Here's Ryan Green. Sam Rinzel. Come on, settle this game down, baby. Rinzel out in front. Nathan Bame just misses on a one-timer. And now back to the point. Ashton Cumby, and that deflected off something in front. Martin Misiak now. Oh, bad pass. Oh, my goodness. They say Lardis is a 6-footer now. I don't see it. I don't think length was ever his issue. It's just its strength and the ability to use his body to do anything. He really doesn't have that. He needs to be on that Sam Rinzel milkshake, protein shake weight gaining program. He and Korchinski need to join. Oh, what a save! Bergenoy, 2 saves. Another defensive breakdown by the Blackhawks. Tage Harding, good deflection now. Get the puck out, buddy. It's held in again. A bad pass by the Blues. And Rinzel pinching up the boards. Oh, come on. Here they come again. Nice little move there. And the Blackhawks finally have possession. Tage Harding, yep. 47 is Tage Harding. And yes, I did see that bad play as well. I thought Tage Harding has had a pretty quiet... Levshinov. Okay, Levshinov, who do you think you are, buddy? You go, girl. Oh my goodness, Levshinov. Levshinov, deflection. Oh my goodness, Levshinov is on fire right now. Here comes his reels. Pro thinks he's Levshinov. My goodness, Levshinov. Single-handedly entering the zone and getting a good playoff too. My goodness. Alex says, never say you go, girl, ever again. Oh my God. Levshinov is playing with a lot of confidence right now. Great shift by I feel like Levshinov either has a great shift or a horrible shift and nothing in between. He had one bad shift at the beginning of the game. You could maybe argue he was at fault on the goal. I wouldn't say that though. I think he had one really bad shift and he had like four amazing shifts in this game. So overall, really good showing by Levshinov. Is there overtime for this? I think so. I don't know. I think we're about to find out, man. 4:18 left, and with the way these two teams are playing back and forth, we may be getting overtime. Lardis, make a play, Lardis. Come on, baby. Show off how talented you are. Shut these haters up, man. You can't be... Yeah, I agree with that, Lebowski. Lefter just does his own thing. He's not a defenseman. He's a rover, especially in possession of the puck. He does whatever he wants. Did that hit the post? Dalib or Dvorsky? Did that go off the post or was that off Berezhnoy's stick? That may have been the knob of the stick. Yeah, they're saying it's a save. My goodness, what a save. Let's take a look. Oh, what a save. Second City says, big fan of Nick, but he's had a bad game since the first period. I agree. He had some good support moments in the second. Really bad in the third. Number of turnovers too. Oh my God, what a toe drag. I didn't see who it was. I think it was Nathan Bain again who got walked. Spellacy, a good shot. And that save. Nathan Bain now sends it back towards the point. Spellacy, another shot. Spellacy's full of energy, man. Nathan Bain shoots a high glove and it goes just high. Yeah, Spellacy is moving in this game. Jake Bake says, I'm starting to think Levshinov 1 of 1. Hard to compare him to anyone. Yeah, it's really hard. I mean, earlier in the stream, I said he's kind of like a combination of Simone Nemitz and David Juracek and all of their best talents put together. It's really hard to compare him one-to-one to anybody because a lot of players with that archetype of almost laziness, almost I don't care to process the game kind of attitude in the way he plays. I'm not saying he's uncoachable or anything like that. I'm saying just stylistically, he plays with a nonchalance that a lot of players with that similar archetype are not as naturally talented as Levshinov. So it's really hard to find a true comparable to a guy like Levshinov. Look at Rinzel move. Smooth as butter. Jack Pridham sends it in deep. Aiden Thompson on the forecheck. It's held in. Ryan Green, that's saved. Aiden Thompson, a sharp angle goal. What did that hit something out front? I thought that went in, but no. Here's Sam Rinzel. Jack Pridham now. Jack Pridham, a long pass over to Aiden Thompson, who loses it in his feet, but he still protects the puck with 3 players all over him, gets it back towards the point. Levshinov, a tip, and that's saved. I think Aiden Thompson got a piece of that. Nick Lardis now. Levshinov, another long wrister, and that deflects out high. Another good shift by Levshinov there. Lebowski says, for me, Lev is like a young Boris Marinov. Yes, I'm an old millennial. I'm going to be honest, I don't know who that is. Let me do my research, though. Boris Mironov. Oh, okay, yeah, he's a little bit before my time. Let's learn more about him. Drafted in the 2nd round by the Winnipeg Jets. Some pretty good point production in his prime. All right. I wish I knew more about him. I'll take your word for it, though. Oh. Good backhander. Nice hit by Van Ecker. I will say, when the opponent is cycling the puck, that's when Levchinov is at his worst defensively. It's hard for him to understand cycles and where he needs to position his body. Because when he figures this out, he will be a very good defensive player. He's a great transition player. Speaking of transition, here they come, 3-on-1. What a save by Berezhnoy. Second best Boris after Kachuk. Oh. Great play by Berezhnoy. Post to post, great save. Lebowski says, good talented player early in his career, reckless. Sounds exactly like Levchinov. And because he's such a unique player, he also needs a pretty unique development path. And I've alluded to this throughout the stream, but I feel like he's going to be spending most, if not all, of his time in the NHL. And I don't know if it's going to work out because, again, he's such a unique player. It's hard to find a precedent for what his development path should look like. What a save on a breakaway. 2 saves by Berezhnoy. Oh my goodness, the Blackhawks are not playing defense in this third. They are not interested in playing defense at all. Here comes Mishiak. Spellacy. Oh, Rinzel sneaking in. Almost got a partial break there. And look at Spellacy covering Rinzel's position. Great stake, Spellacy. You guys should clip that play right there and show that to the rink when they say Spellacy has no future, man. That's exactly what you want to see from a bottom sixer. Energy on the forecheck, perfect support in the offensive zone, tries to find a darting defenseman, and boy, do the Blackhawks defensemen love to dart and sneak in behind the defense, almost gets a puck over to Rinzel, and the moment the puck is intercepted, he's back on defense, covering for Rinzel's position, and he gets he reads the play perfectly and gets his stick in the right position. Excellent play by Spellacy. Lebowski says, Spellacy can have a long career as a fourth line, hair on fire type guy. I will say he was a little bit underwhelming throughout the season. I thought he was going to have a great season, given how good he was in preseason, but I feel like he's right back on his preseason form. And this is not a guy you can really judge by production. I think AJ Spellacy has an NHL future, whether a full-time fourth liner or just a guy in and out of the lineup as an energy piece, as you said. He plays with a lot of energy, and that's something that shows up more in the NHL than any other league. Ryan Green is denied point blank there. Second City Sports says, for all you young hockey players out there, watch AJ Spellacy right here. Hardworking back check, stick on the ice, that's what you want. He also read the play perfectly. Not too close on the gap control. He understands where the danger is, and he put his stick right in the way. He read the play from the red line in, and he made the play defensively. Just an excellent player. And we're headed to overtime. There's your answer. A few a few little kitten paws thrown between these two teams. I expected a more physical game than we actually got. We got a few hits. Nick Lardis got rocked. Merrick Van Acker had 2 or 3 pretty significant hits. But beyond that, this hasn't been as physical a game as I expected it to be. I feel like the game between the Blues and the Wild yesterday was a lot more physical. I miss Eddie and Pat. Don't we all, man? Matt said, Artie's been really good with hip checks. Artie's been really good with body positioning in this game, especially in transition. That's his bag. I mean, transition defense is one of his biggest strengths, and he's been really good with that. Adam Bursch is a pretty interesting comparable. I would be thrilled if that was the outcome for a guy like AJ Spellacy. I will say, and this is, again, I know I make jokes about, oh, let's send this to the rink and stuff. Nothing drives me more crazy than people who try to take away the joy of this part of a rebuild. You have to understand the kind of people who watch the Blackhawks through moments like this, through moments where the team is nowhere near good enough, through moments where the team is struggling on the ice, people who stay connected to the team and find positives in the prospects, even prospects that may not make it. I hate people who try to gatekeep that type of thing. I hate people when the community that watches my videos usually notes positive things about guys like AJ Spellacy. I hate people who come out and say, oh, but how dare you be positive about Spellacy when he's not blah, 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 blah. Who cares, man? That's the joy of a rebuild. Enjoy watching these prospects develop. Whether or not they become stars at the next level, that's besides the point. That's my little rant. It just drives me crazy to hear the same stupid voices who think they're better than everybody else, who think they're going to start a podcast and take over the world that's going to be better than CHGO for all CHGO's deficiencies. That's not what I'm saying. Don't think you're better than everyone else, man. You really are not. In any case, 5 minutes of 3-on-3 hockey starts now, and here comes Sam Rinzel behind his net, drops it off to Nick Lardis. Oliver Moore, breakaway, scores! Let's go home, baby! What a play by Oliver Moore! That's what we need to see more of. A true offensive spark, change of direction to rival the NHL's best. Find me somebody with better skating than Oliver Moore. Look at this change of direction. A little hesitation, and whoop! 3 strides, and he's gone. Across the goalie with no defense because of how quick he's able to accelerate. Let's go home, baby. Take that, St. Louis. Go back to your arc. Hashtag extend Blashill. What a play by Oliver Moore. Excellent play. That's what we've been trying to see from Ollie his entire career. That true sign that his skating can translate into offensive excellence. And we just saw that at 3-on-3. The best tradition in hockey, the handshake line after the game. My voice is gone. I couldn't care less. We love We love Jeff. We love Jeff. Hashtag extend Blashill. Great vibes to end the night. After the way our last live stream ended, boy, I needed this. What a play by Oliver Moore, man. Great play. And he had a pretty good game as well. A quiet game, but on that first line for the Blackhawks was buzzing all game. The biggest reason that the Blackhawks were so dominant in the second half of the second period, an overall pretty good performance. This is the Blackhawks prospects coming up against a St. Louis Blues prospects team that has already had their legs underneath them. They already had a game of experience. The Blackhawks were coming in relatively cold, and they put up a good performance and a win. A nice, promising start to what should be a really interesting offseason for these prospects. I'm not streaming for tomorrow's game, unfortunately, because I do have a shift. But if I get dismissed from the game, who knows? If I get dismissed early, who knows? That's the thing about medical school, man. When you're in medical school, you're not in charge of your schedule. And of course, that comes first. So thank you guys so much for joining. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.